Hey, Paul. What's up?
Hey, all right. So we are actually live, and what we're gonna
Oh,
do is we're
shit.
gonna watch Empire vs MTW, which is the finals of the ATOD tournament, which is done in reverse captains mode. I'll very quickly explain for those that didn't watch up to this point. Reverse captains mode, which is that you pick for the other team. So instead of picking which heroes you want to play, you pick which heroes you want the other team to play. Consequently, teams sort of give each other these really non-synergistic, as weak as possible, overloaded with carries or underloaded with carries, just really bad lineups. And so it's fun to watch what sort of the best teams in the world think, the worst heroes in the world are, and how to do the opposite of playing. So actually, this is going to be my first co-cast. I'm here with Mearis. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Mearis. I did some statistical analysis for Dota, but mostly I'm just, in the words of Vic, pub star, if that even applies.
Well, I think you're much more than a pub star. So, Mearis, I know you did a lot of statistical analysis. Like you took the corpus of all the public games that were played in Dota, and that was with the help of, I guess, initially the Dota buff people, and now the Dotaholic guys, right?
Right.
And so
And
where
yeah,
can
but yeah, I looked at a lot of pub games, and I looked at which heroes were successful, which combination of heroes were successful, just stuff like that, sort of going in a bit more mathematical depth. But oh, look, it's the bans are starting right now.
Sure, yeah. So we see MTW and Team Empire are the people who made it through to the finals. MTW had a number of I think fairly close games, whereas Empires were more one-sided. But they both made it here, and so they've banned out. These are very typical bans, especially coming from MTW. They took out Spectre, they took out Meepo. Meepo has actually been banned in the first set of bans of every single game so far in this tournament. Do you have any insight on Meepo, Miaris?
He's just I didn't get a chance to look at the numbers when Meepo came in because he was added somewhat recently, but I think just from experience of playing with him, he's just an absolutely terrible hero, and he's even worse when you look at him in a competitive game, because what's interesting to me is that they banned, I think, Ogre Magi, which is not actually that terrible a hero, and it's even got a stun.
So Ogre Magi has intelligence, right?
Yes.
So I think maybe they banned him. So in ATOD, there's a rule that you have to have, you have to have an intelligence hero, you have to have a ranged hero, and so the fact that Ogre Magi is intelligence but melee makes him sort of an option of instead of giving them a different intelligence hero, it might be better you can give them Ogre Magi and you've sort of fulfilled your intelligence requirement.
Yes, but then you have to give him another ranged hero.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
true. That's true. I don't know.
this is interesting though, because of course, since this is a bit of a joke tournament, and it's not going to be a serious format.
It's got a good prize pool. It's pretty sizable, better than some of the real tournaments.
Yeah, that's true. But for example, okay, yeah, Spirit Breaker, that's another like really bad hero. It's
Yeah,
really
actually,
interesting to see.
I've been somewhat surprised at how few teams have relied on giving the Spirit Breakers away. So in this tournament, we actually haven't seen Spirit Breaker that often. We haven't even really seen him as a ban or often a pick. But I think definitely Spirit Breaker is good to rely upon as a solid. He's somewhat effective in public games, but definitely at the professional level, his kit is just it's very weird and not very strong. But definitely you see both teams are starting out by giving the other team as many carries as possible. So heroes that become effective later need a lot of farm. Sniper absolutely is one of the most hard carries in the game. Phantom Lancer, and they're continuing. MTW has given Team Empire a favorite in reverse captains, which is Necrolite, because he's also here. No, I don't think he's that bad. I don't think Necrolite is that bad, but in this game mode, he's extremely good because he's intelligence, he's ranged, and unlike almost every other ranged intelligence here, he needs a lot of farm to actually become effective.
Well, not only that, but he's sort of in this weird position where he's not quite a semi-carry, but he's not quite a support either. Like
Right.
he plays like a semi-carry, but he can't support. He's sort of like a weird Death Prophet, but not, but he can't push.
Yeah, he's tanky like Death Prophet is, I guess is what you're saying. Like he's has high survivability, but he doesn't really push the way Death Prophet does. He doesn't have a silence. He does have a little more burst damage in the form of his ultimate, but yeah, very popular in A to D specifically. In the reverse captains mode that you can sort of play at home, there are no restrictions on what heroes you can give other people, and I think Necrolite is less popular there. But definitely, if you have to, give away at least one ranged hero, and you have to give away one intelligence hero, Necrolite is a favorite of the teams in this tournament. But
So it's
yeah, go ahead.
it's interesting that MTW clearly what they're going with here is just completely overloading the other team of carries.
Yep.
So they've given them 3 carries right now, and they're obviously gonna give them like
Empire has given MTW 3 carries, is what you mean. Well, I guess both teams have given the other mostly carry heroes. We sort of have the semi-carry, Spirit Breaker.
oh right, because MTW's picks, yeah, I wasn't
Yes,
really sure.
MTW's
So,
picks are the ones appearing at the bottom. So
okay,
MTW is
yeah.
picking Phantom Lancer, Necrolite, and Ricky for Empire, and Empire is
Right.
picking Sniper, Spirit Breaker, Phantom Assassin for MTW.
I
I think we've seen Phantom Assassin in every game this tournament as well. Very, very, very popular bad hero for sure.
it's interesting because like each of those heroes, if taken, because this is something that you said in the introduction, you're trying to draft like the anti-synergy.
Right.
So heroes that have absolutely no synergy whatsoever with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
So actually, this Zeus ban for Empire is very interesting, and I don't know if I'd call it a tactical mistake per se, but it's interesting that they chose to do that because they need to give MTW an int hero. You can see MTW has Agi, Strength, Agi, so one of those 2 last picks that Empire has, they have to give MTW an int hero. So you can see MTW is already hedging against that with their final bans. They've taken out Outworld Destroyer, who's an int carry who becomes effective very late, so obviously a disaster to have on your team in reverse captain's mode. And they've taken out Warlock, who's considered one of the weakest supports. So you'll probably see them take out another intelligence hero. They take out Visage, who's a very micro-intensive hero. So they took out 3 int heroes, and it's interesting that Empire actually also banned an int hero. I wonder if that wasn't sort of a mistake because they forgot that they had already received an intelligence hero. And then they take out Huskar and Alchemist, two of the worst carries in the pool, because MTW will certainly now be just looking to give Empire carries if they can.
I was talking to a friend who's much better at Dota than me, and I was discussing like how the Alchemist patch affected him, and basically what he said is they just give him more money, which is like the thing that he didn't need. So basically, he's just as bad as he was. He can just rise faster, which is not.
But so I think that may have improved his adequacy in other formats, but definitely in reverse captain's mode, where your problem is not being able to farm, like not being able to farm quickly with your heroes that get farm. It's that you have too many heroes that want farm, and Alchemist really isn't going to help you at all in that respect.
Bam! So there goes Kunkka.
Yeah, so Kunkka's another very, very popular hero in this tournament. They needed MTW needed to give Empire a strength hero, and so Kunkka is going to be their choice. Kunkka is pretty squishy for a strength hero. Many strength heroes have very, very high health point pools, and they're good at tanking. Kunkka is not good at those things. And additionally, Kunkka is a sort of finesse hero that works well when he's paired with certain supports which are never given away in reverse captain's mode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, Kunkka kind of, sort of synergizes with Ricky's Smoke Cloud, I guess. Very sort of.
Yeah, I suppose you could do some sort of Smoke Cloud, slow from Phantom Lancer, try to land your Torrent. I don't know. I mean, that's certainly that they'll try to do that. I think we'll talk about how lanes are going to shake out in a bit once we sort of finish up these picks.
Oh, jeez, like guessing these lines. Here, they're going to get 2 more carries for sure.
So MTW, so Empire needs to give MTW an int hero, and I don't think they can give them Silencer, because that would actually be
I think
Death Prophet. Yeah, well they're gonna start with so now they need to give them an int hero. They've gone with another melee carry, Anti-Mage, who is a very strong hero out in the real world, but in reverse captains he's frequently picked up as just saddling the team with more and more heroes that really require a lot of farm to be effective.
Look at that team, Jesus! They've got incidentally, like, agility carries are one of, by far, the most popular heroes in public games because they scale the best in the late game, and so everyone wants to play the hero that will end up killing all the enemy team and so forth. I mean, this is fairly typical to everyone who's had the misfortune of playing in a public team where everyone... This very much could be like the average team.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've played on the Sniper, Phantom Assassin, Anti-Mage team, but Ricky, Necrolite, Phantom Lancer sounds eerily familiar to me.
I'm guessing they're gonna get... Okay, so who
do you think will play who? That's also interesting. So, I think it's going to be Cinderin on Sniper, and they're going to run him mid, because they don't have a mid out of their other heroes. If they do give them Death Prophet, then Death Prophet's going to go up mid. So they give him Bloodseeker. That's no surprise either.
Oh yeah, I don't think they can run sniper mid, because sniper. Well, first of all, it's going to be against Bloodseeker, and sniper would do terrible.
Okay, yeah, Bloodseeker. Well,
I'm not sure,
I don't
actually.
think
But
sniper
the
is
other,
actually. I don't think sniper is bad against Bloodseeker mid at all
no,
because
that's yeah, the new headshot's really good.
yeah, exactly. Plus he can out deny and ensure that Bloodseeker doesn't get quite as many constant denies and stuff
The the
because of his
thing
great attack
is,
animation.
if they put, I think they're going to have sniper as support. As bad as this is, no way harassing.
He should be
They have to put a
refresher and int stacking sniper for his ultimate is what they should do because his sniper's ultimate has such good range that they should just use Spirit Breaker to charge and set up the refresher ult, the ult refresher ult from the sniper. That's my final call on what they should do.
I think they're gonna go for yeah. They're gonna be given like a ranged int, and so a really farm intensive ranged int. That's got to be Death Prophet.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to give him Death Prophet. If I don't know who
But
else
Death
they would
Prophet
really
can
want to.
kind
It's
of
got to
play
be
like the support.
yeah. No, they can definitely support Death Prophet, and it does give them a strong mid. I think that's why they're taking so long to choose, is that they don't really want to give them Death Prophet, which sort of is a decent mid. But I don't know that they have many other valid choices. They're about to
They
get
can.
randomed. Randomed will be bad. Wow, and they choose Invoker. That's certainly
Holy.
interesting. So Invoker, interestingly enough, has sort of fallen out of favor of the pro scene, like the unironic pro scene, as it were. But I still think he's strong. He does require some farm, which is maybe both teams are trying to give the other as much as farm requiring here as possible.
I think the point is that Invoker now they nerfed him quite a lot in the last patch,
They
and the
nerfed
way
his
they
damage.
nerfed him
Yeah.
is they nerfed his damage. So I mean, you could put him mid, but if you put him mid against something like a Bloodseeker,
Mhm.
Bloodseeker can just go out with a stout shield, and he's going to be really, really tanky.
That's true. With
and
his shield, Invoker's going to be barely. If he decides to go exhort, he's going to barely be able to do any damage to him at all. So interesting.
Right.
They are gonna. So Tullux is MTW's main carry player right now. So they're going to farm on this Phantom Assassin. I think we see that whenever a team gets stuck with Phantom Assassin in ATOD, they always make the Phantom Assassin the farmer. And I think that's very smart, because Phantom Assassin is one of the most useless heroes when played as a support. I played some casual reverse captains mode, and people were running Phantom Assassin support. Don't do that. Don't run support Phantom Assassin. It's not a good idea. Alright, so they're definitely going to run Cinderin up in the middle on this Invoker. So we got Cinderin on the Invoker, Warlog on the Spirit Breaker, Matrum's going to be playing Sniper. He may very well be a support sniper. I see six tangos and an Iron Branch so far, and then Dutch Freak is going to be playing the anti-mage. And why don't you introduce
it's
Empire?
support Invoker. You're wrong.
Oh wow, yeah, it's going to be sideline support Invoker. Yeah, he's got the Sentry Wards for for Ricky and or for Phantom Lancer Doppelwalk. Neither of whom it looks like are going top, but that's fine. Wow. Okay, so who are they running? They are running the sniper mid.
That's not what the sentry wards are for. The sentry wards are to stop them in case they try to ward their pull.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna ward here.
The commentator saying, "And have some faith with Meepo." Dude, Meepo's not getting past the ban phase. It's just not happening.
No. Practiced him today, Cinder and no faith. So they are going to run the sniper mid. I think that's sensible, especially now that there's is this going up against? Are they really running Phantom Lancer mid? No, right. Scandal's in a bit of trouble here. They're gonna bullman him. He's about to get bullmanned. I think he might die. We got level 1 shrapnel from this sniper. That's good. And Spearbreaker's gonna pick up the first blood here. Wow, that's the bullman. Is this gonna be a roaming bullman? Just like I see he has the stout shield, which is smart, and we definitely have Matchroom up in the middle. Interestingly, it's really interesting that they put PL mid.
Well, they kind of have to sort of make their lanes work at all.
So Godlike is he gonna be a support Bloodseeker then? That's what that looks like.
No, jungling Bloodseeker.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna jungle. Yeah, you're right. So jungling Bloodseeker is certainly not very strong, but if you can have a jungler, no matter how bad they are, it's good to have a jungler.
Oh look,
yeah,
it's
Warlock
happening again.
Jumping down to Funnick now. I don't think he can 1v1 him necessarily. He's still level 1, and Funnick actually already hit level 2. We got Anti-Mage stacking. Anti-Mage is doing this sort of multi-stack, multi-pull, where he pulls the creep wave to multiple different jungle camps.
Actually, okay, this actually takes exquisite timing.
Oh yeah,
because I mean because the thing is you have to make sure that the second camp that you're pulling
Comes
reaches
just as the previous camp dies. Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the creeps won't chase them.
This is interesting. There's oh my god, do you see this ward situation here, Mearis? With the so the observer ward is out of LOS of the sentry ward, even though they're
Well,
right on top of each other.
it would reveal it.
If
It-
it
it's-
reveals it, but they can't see it. None of them
Yes.
can actually see that the observer ward is sitting there. That's amazing. We got a little bit of Kunkka versus anti-mage action here. I don't know if anti-mage can win this fight.
Well, he burnt all his mana.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, he can't kill him now,
yeah,
but
yeah. Cinderin's sort of hunting for Scandal here. They're gonna Cold Blood. Sorry, Cold Snap. Jesus, I can speak English. They might kill Scandal. Yeah, they do kill Scandal. Well, so MTW taking an early lead. This support invoker is a pretty good call for helping Tillich's farm. And this anti-mage is probably just going to sit in the jungle as much as he possibly can to give that PA more levels. That's actually what we saw yesterday, too. I don't remember what team it was, but they played a dual jungle Faceless Void Skeleton King. And I was just in love with the strategy. It was so,
you know, it'd be
so
interesting
brilliant.
if, as a variation on the theme of this, you have regular picks, but each team gets to put a mole on the other team to cockblock them in every single.
I really like that. But
Then you can suicide their courier. Like
it's not
they
really
should-
a mole because they would be able to identify who it was. You can't like
No, no,
make
no,
it like
of
a
course.
secret.
No,
Maybe if,
right.
if you banned team like voice communication and you made them all pick generic names so they didn't know who on their team was not really on their team.
Yeah, but then they start talking in
Oh
Russian.
wow,
or
they
whatever.
might get a double kill on Cinderin and Tullix here. They'd definitely kill Cinderin. That was a great Kunkka torrent there. They won't kill Tullix, but they did get Cinderin, so that's something that puts Empire on the board. And it looks like somebody did finally clear this observer ward out. Or no, it didn't time out. They did clear it out. Somebody
Yeah.
found it. It lasted a long time considering there was a sentry ward on top of it though.
See, Dustry keeps doing all this pulling, which is interesting.
It's
This is
great. This
completely-
is the I saw somebody on Phantom Assassin did this as well. It's the we need a jungler, otherwise we're going to lose the sort of farm battle against the team that can use their Bloodseeker to jungle. You can see Bloodseeker's having quite a bit of trouble too, but Bloodseeker's tough to jungle with, honestly. He's nominally a
well,
jungle
he's
hero,
tough
but he's
unless
pretty weak.
once you get a few items, it's okay. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
great.
yeah. It stabilizes, but if you're gonna be jungling from level 1, it's quite a pain in the ass.
There's also the issue that you can get lucky or unlucky on creep spawns because
Oh yeah,
Bloods-
absolutely. That's true of many non-traditional junglers, though. Really, it's interesting that this sniper and PL in middle are almost at a standstill. It looks like Sniper's going to beat Phantom Lancer to this rune. He is not, because Scandal's going to come down and sort of deny it. Really good play from Scandal there to ensure that Bleuerburn was able to secure that rune. But he's left SS up here wide open. He's going to die. He is going to do a good defensive torrent. It does miss though. SS is he's dead. Oh, poor guy. He
Alright.
lands one melee hit on Cinderin. And looks like Scandal, Matrim is going to go down in the middle. Scandal comes down, manages to pick him off really smart. He saw that because he couldn't really save Kunkka, he might as well stick around down here in the middle and help out Blow Your Brain and try to eke back the advantage in this middle lane. So Blow Your Brain is actually going to catch up on farm now, basically.
Yeah, there's the issue that, well, I don't know, because I was gonna say like Phantom Assassin is unstoppable once she gets sufficient farm, but so is PL. Like, a
Oh
fully
yeah,
farm-
definitely. When there's 5 carries on each team, it's kind of tough to say that one team has a huge early game advantage or a huge late game advantage against the other.
It's also hard to say who has a huge early game disadvantage.
Yeah, it's certainly true. I mean, even Kunkka, even though he's not that ineffective early, if he's given if it goes very late, he can sort of start one-shotting people. He could definitely one-shot that Invoker or the Sniper with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Tidebringer
this-
cleave damage that it gives.
Yeah, but he's not getting that much farm.
No, I mean.
Oh wow, look at that though. It's the Ricky and the PL are the two top farmers. Ricky's
Yep.
getting complete free farm.
Yeah, Ricky is doing well. He's up against Warlog, which Warlog has really no way without additional support of doing much damage to the Ricky. Plus, there's the threat of the Bloodseeker coming out and making life hell for him as well.
It's interesting that basically after they gave him Ricky fairly early on, so they gave them. So Empire gave MTW Anti-Mage, which is one of the heroes which gets countered pretty fucking hard by
I think
Ricky.
Anti-Mage was picked 3rd, but yeah, that's
no,
definitely
he got
true.
picked 4th.
Oh,
I
4th.
think.
Yeah, maybe you're
Right.
right.
So
we got Anti-Mage taking some damage, actually. Wow, amazing defensive Tornado from Cinder in there, but it wasn't quite enough. And we got Spirit Breaker is going to charge all the way across the map to pick off Funnick, who actually ported over here to help out. I don't know if Tillix is in that much danger. I don't think he is. Spirit Breaker is still charging. I think we're going to see some Bullman action here. If Cinderin manages to catch up, and if they have detection, which I'm not sure they do. Oh, they had Dust. They have Dust on Warlock. Wow, Funnick's going to go down. Or... yeah, he is. Bullman! Warlock has definitely been practicing his Bullman. This is strong.
How do you practice like playing a Bullman? Do you read like a lot of Hemingway or something?
Wow. That's pretty good, Mearis. I like it.
Thank you.
Alright, so Goblak, while Ricky was out hunting, has sort of picked up the slack up in this lane.
You noticed, by the way, Bottle
six,
Sniper.
Actually. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to run mid, Bottle's not a bad idea. You realize he has 3 Shrapnel in one of each of his other abilities.
Wow.
So he really needs that mana regen to pop that amazing ability Shrapnel.
Possibly the worst nuke in the game.
Well, Shrapnel's not a nuke. It's a pushing tool. He's going to die, actually. Matchup's going to go down.
No,
that was an excellent torrent.
But he's still
Did he
gonna
dodge
die.
it? I think he got hit.
No, he dodged it. He
Okay,
didn't get
maybe
sent
not.
up in the air.
But he
just has like no base hit points
Lance.
whatsoever.
Yeah, he's squishy, and the Spirit Lance slowed him down, I think.
Yeah, so this PL is gonna be really scary.
Yeah, definitely. Empire is doing pretty well at getting farm on their heroes in general. They've got Necrolite doesn't have a lot, but he's sort of taking a support role, which makes sense. I mean, if you have anybody that can support, they might as well support. And so it's interesting that Scandal, their typical solo mid player, took up the Necrolite and is playing him as a hard support, but that's fine.
It's not quite a hard support. It's like a roaming.
Yeah, well, I mean, that really is... I mean, he's warding and roaming. That's typically what you see Crystal Maiden doing when you do see her. SS is going to die to the Sniper sniped. Blow Your Brain, actually, is running in with Doppelwalk and... oh, wow. He does so much damage with that double damage. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Wow, and Dutch Freak... ooh, he manages to blink away. That was good. Bullman's in a bit of trouble here. They just stunned him with that Necrolite hit, but it's not quite enough. It's a very short stun on Necrolite's ultimate.
It's I think half a second.
Yeah, yeah. It's useful sometimes, but I think in that case they were unlikely to catch him even with that. But yeah, Blow Your Brain doing quite well, and they're getting a lot of farm on Funnick. Funnick has just been sitting here picking up some last hits. He's level 8. Is he the highest level on the map? So PL and Ricky are a level ahead of everybody, yeah. Oh, wow. So Empire doing pretty well. Let's take a look at the gold graph. Yeah, they're up by only about a K, so that could still change. But I think we got some Bullman action. They're charging Blow Your Brain with Bullman. He just goes right through Goblak. I don't think Blow Your Brain is in too much trouble here, honestly. No, he just has to just walk back. They're going to try to get Goblak. Warlock, actually, is afflicted by the Bloodseeker ult. He immediately stops moving. Unfortunately, ooh, good Tornado again. Cinderin has been on point with these defensive tornadoes. Will they get Goblak?
Cinderin's a very good invoker.
They won't, unfortunately, yeah. They're still trying to get some kills. Anti-Mage is still level 5, which is very problematic for trying to actually kill Necrolite
if
here.
you could have ulted, like, Scandal was dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Scandal's just takes some damage from creep hits here. He's down to about 150 HP, but it won't be enough to kill him. Funnick, meanwhile, I think he's going to try to get match for him. No, I don't think he can. He might try to hunt in the jungle here, but what they don't know is nobody's actually in this jungle besides Radiant. So, I'm surprised at how little farm Tillix has, considering, I mean, they've been giving him a free lane. All he has is Phase Boots,
2 kills,
Aquila.
doesn't he?
Does he? Yeah, he does have 2 kills. That's pretty good. But still, he's, you know, quite a decent stretch behind Blow Your Brain, who's had sort of a hellish lane in the middle with, like, lots of action. And Ricky.
It's not that hellish. I mean, Sniper at low levels does... Especially Sniper, because all the damage
Shrapnel first Sniper.
Yeah,
he's not getting too many headshots. Funnick is going to get killed, probably. It takes a lot of them to really get Funnick down there, considering they had the detection, they had the stun from Warlock, from the Spirit Breaker. We got a regen rune for Phantom Lancer, and he's just going to double walk around. Anyway, I think Sniper is a lot more dangerous these days if he takes the headshot, take aim combo early, but because he's heavy shrapnel for, you know, whatever reason that happened to be, it's going to be harder for him to actually do a lot of harassment or damage that way.
Right.
Oh, Tillix. I actually completely missed that kill. Where did that happen? Oh, I guess Kunkka came back to top lane. Tillix was like, nope, you should not come back.
Well, Tillix now has the crit.
Yeah.
And that crit skill is it's really frustrating, which is of course
Sure.
how it was designed, but it
Yes.
doesn't go off,
Matchup's
and then
gonna get
you
picked
get
off in the middle right
you
now.
get two of them in a row,
And
and you just,
Necrolite Scythe takes him down. Scandal is being bullmanned, though. I think actually the bullman's going to get the kill here. No, he cancels the charge. And he's in the Roshan pit, so Roshan is now making his displeasure felt.
even stuns him.
Yeah. Funnick is looking to try to get a pick off on Tullux. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. They're massing up, so wow, Tullux gets lucky dodging that. Wow, amazing blink there to dodge the ship. He's still going to get killed because it's a 3 versus 1. But he dodges the torrent. That was just pure luck. But then he dodges the ship by blinking, which unfortunately causes him to take damage from the
Maybe
Bloodseeker.
he read one of the best books on Amazon called How to Avoid Large Ships. Look it up.
I've seen that. That's good. Is that what it's called? How to avoid large ships?
Yep. It's a guide on laning against Kunkka.
I'm glad we decided to co-cast this, Mearis. It's good.
Thank you.
So it looks like they might pick up this top lane here. It doesn't look like MTW is really that interested. Well, actually, they're bringing over the Bullman and Cinderin, so they might try to make a play out, at least denying it. I don't know if they're going to have more ports in. They are going to... It looks like Tullux is going to port in, and it looks like Dutch Freak is going to as well. SS might not live that long, though. Cinderin's being chased by Blow Your Brain. He manages to pop a dust before he leaves. Funnick is going to get sniped by the sniper. Which is not... I mean, they got a 2-for-1 trade, which is okay, but they're still chasing. They're still going to try to kill Scandal. I don't know if they can.
Well, it's not just about who gets... Right now, basically, it's
Oh,
Tullux
they
getting-
popped the AM ult. Tullux is going down, though. That's unfortunate to lose your carry player to that. It looks like they overextended. Now they're being chased the other way by Funnick, Goblack, and Blairburn. Did Funnick buy back into that? Yeah, he did buy back. That's the sort of... I mean, even though these are horrible heroes, you still see this pro-level play where they know exactly when to buy back. They always sort of have the gold to do it if they can. And so even if... Yeah.
This is basically the equivalent of NASCAR's, getting really good racers through, like, run on really shit cars.
Wait, what is... Does somebody have Helm of the Dominator on...
Yes. I think Phantom Assassin bought a Morbid Mask.
Yeah, but somebody on Radiant, I think, has Helm of the Dom. No, they don't. I'm just going crazy. What I just saw was a dire creep attacking the dire tower, but I don't know. Maybe it was just mutinous. It's just a fan of Russians. It's actually a sleeper agent, a Russian sleeper agent. Did you know that there's a new show, Mearis, on American television about Russian sleeper agents, which, as you know, are a great danger in the year 2012?
I read an article about that. I think it was about these bunch of spies that very recently got outed. I think it was in the New York Review of Books. It was in the New York.
Oh wow, that excellent torrent! They're gonna ship Dutch Freak to. Wow, that was perhaps overkill, but they certainly did kill him.
Yes. Wow,
Actually, no, it was smart because they're gonna get the tower off that too. Do they know Tullux is there? Well, Tullux is gonna make himself see. Oh, Bullman. Uh-oh. He's gonna get Scandal.
Well, I don't know what-
Oh, brutal.
I think Tullux sort of assumed that they knew he was there, so that he might as well
He might
go
as
in.
well, yeah. I think SS is gonna get picked off by the sniper. Oh, he lives. I mean, not for very long. Funnick has no mana and no hope of survival. That was all shrapnel, in my opinion, right there. That was the level 4 shrapnel paying off. They're chasing that. No, the donkey is way too strong. There's that. Did you see that Invoker nerf? He barely did any damage to that courier.
Yeah.
Blairbrain's pushing in the bottom. Meanwhile, he has Vlads, he has drums. He's getting a really good aura stack here, and he's gone Phase Boots, which is very unusual for Phantom Lancer, but
Yeah.
it's the new meta.
See, I'm sort of hesitant to double guess what like a pro
Yeah,
is
sure.
doing, but
Well, there is sometimes, like, when Quost first started playing Sniper after the Sniper buffs, he went Ethereal Blade, and then he said in chat that he was going the Ethereal Blade to specifically mislead people into thinking that Ethereal Blade was a good item on Sniper.
that's wow. I don't give these players enough credit.
I knew that would make him more appealing in your eyes specifically. What, he was trolling? Tell me more. Wow,
No.
Blow Your Brain is really dangerous right now. Look, he sort of drove away Cinderin and Warlock. There's almost nothing they can do to
Well,
stop
but
his
I'm
attack.
sure like prior to the international teams or a
Cinderin's
tournament.
gonna
actually-
he's gonna dive very hard on Cinderin. He's gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
a kill.
it makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's just extremely dangerous right now. He's got the highest net worth by a large margin on the map. He's got 7,500 because of the Vlads, the phase boots, the drum, and now he picks up another tower kill as well. So this Phantom Lancer is really going to start taking over this game soon, I think.
I think he already has. He's interesting.
Ooh,
Is
Goblack is about
PA
to get
going for
combination
a
bull
cleaver?
man.
No, he's not.
No, I think he's getting his BKB.
See, I would have thought a cleaver
No,
would be good, especially against PL.
First of all, it's the wrong game, Mearis. No such thing as a cleaver. Second of all, I think he wants the BKB early because stuff like Kunkka and Necrolite is just going to really be, and even Smoke Cloud is going to be really oppressive otherwise. But yeah, blow your brain. What is this record right
Smoke
now?
Cloud?
Oh, I think you just don't get the slow and you don't get the miss rate.
Oh really? You
yeah.
sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that's how it works.
I don't have any idea.
Ooh, Phoenix chasing Matchroom here. I don't think he can get this kill. Well, actually, it depends. Blow your brain is gonna help him out. Now Matchroom's dead. Ouch. Ah, brutal.
That PL.
I'm not sure they have a solution for this Phantom Lancer. He's 9-0. It's just kind of incredible, honestly. I think he's having an item ferried to him right now by the crew. That was a good deny. Cinderin is so good. What a good Invoker player. But he just has no auto attack damage. I mean, not only is his auto attack damage nerfed, he's not Exort, he's Wex Quas. So,
right, well, but that's much better.
Oh,
like,
no,
Exort's a lot more item dependent. Like trying to go a support Exort.
If you're going to be a support, you should be Wex Quas. So for those who don't know, basically Invoker works. He can create a lot of different spells through combinations of his 3 primary abilities, which are passives, and so you can sort of choose which ones to level because you can't really level all 3 in Equanimity. So in this case, Cinderin's gone for Quas, which gives you more strength, and Wex, which gives you agility and attack speed and movement speed, but not Exort, which gives you damage, and consequently his damage is very, very low, naturally. Warlock is going to try to pick off Funnick. I think he can do it if he pops the ult for it. Maybe he won't even need to. Yeah, he doesn't need to. He's going to ult Goblack, but a big ship on Tullix. See, this is why he needs that BKB, right? If a ship just lands on him, he can't do anything as the Radiant take him apart.
It's interesting because ship is one of the hardest abilities to actually aim properly.
Oh yeah, incredibly hard. But I mean, if you rely on anybody, poor Matchroom. That sniper has just been having the worst time.
Yeah,
he's 4-5, which is not too bad. He's no anti-mage is 0-5, so.
Jesus Christ. Teammates like, stop feeding you fucking. Well, to make it like a full pub game, you gotta have the pub atmosphere.
Right. There was a good game earlier in ATOD where Na'Vi were playing, I think Empire actually, and they gave Empire Shadow Fiend, and Empire gave them Anti-Mage, and apparently the teammates of Hvost, who was going to be on the Anti-Mage, obviously because it's Hvost, they convinced him to go solo mid against Shadow Fiend with the Anti-Mage. And so about halfway through the game, he starts complaining in all chat, being like, man, they told me this would be fun. They said, yeah, you'll kill the Shadow Fiend, just go. But yeah, so I think Empire have really just seized control of this game. They're, do they have all their towers? No, they have all their towers but one. So they're 4 towers ahead. MTW is going to smoke to try to get back in it. They're going to try to look for somebody. I'm not sure they'll actually find Goblack or Phantom Lancer. They're going to try.
I don't think they can do anything. The problem is this PL. It's
Yeah,
just, even,
absolutely.
I mean, they're losing this, but even if they were to get back into it, just PL is so far ahead of everyone. I'm surprised he's not going for something like Radiance to just completely destroy them at this point. I mean, Radiance is, again, usually not a very good item, but if you're stomping them so bad, you might as well.
Sure, just to exert additional. Well, I don't know. I feel like Diffusal. He actually, you've seen what he went though, right?
Look, like there was
Classic
Brazilian.
reverse captain's mode item.
Sangayasha?
Yes, yes. So yeah, I don't know. I think Empire are definitely taking a commanding lead right now. It would be definitely difficult for MTW to get back into this.
So
but, there was a time in which and now he has Orb of Venom, so he might be making Scotty.
So there's a question. There's, as you can see by the chat, there's some Brazilian commentators that are watching this game. So do you think that they explain to the Brazilians that are watching this that this is actually reverse captain's mode, or people think that this is actually a real game or real fix?
Ah, yes, this is the international qualifiers.
And they're like, finally, the metagame is catching up to the Brazil metagame.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know Portuguese, but that might be what they're asking about. That might be. I know they're asking about whether it's best of 1 or best of 3, but this is a best of 3, so MTW will have the chance to sort of counter what they did here. It's smart that they have all these slows, right? Instead of hard CC, what Empire has a lot of is slows, and they're sort of layering on more with this potential Scotty on this Phantom Lancer, and that makes it much easier for SS to actually land his torrents and boats, which have been really on point. Like, Boat has changed the outcome of several team fights in this game. Syndera's going to go down to a combination of the Bloodseeker ult, the Funnick Smoke Cloud, and Funnick in general. Yeah, I don't think MTW can stop this push. This will probably be the push that decides the game here.
So, question. Do you think the game would have gone differently had Sniper Middle gone for a more headshot-oriented build to harass?
You know, I think so, honestly. I think if he had actually been able to keep Phantom Lancer, if not out of the lane, then much more careful about getting last hits, and he was only ahead on last hits, even like fairly late by like 4. And really, I feel like Sniper against Phantom Lancer, like, you should be able to just harass him out with a headshot in the long range. I definitely think the Shrapnel was excessively cute and a little excessively reverse captain's mode.
Right. I mean, if you're middle.
But since all the buffs to Shrapnel, I have seen more than just, it's not just Matchroom. I've seen people go the Shrapnel first build, not just him. I'm not 100% sure, because I still think the headshot, definitely Havost, when he plays it, he goes the full headshot range, 3 Wraith Bands into Mask of Madness, just the auto attack sniper. And I feel like that's probably still the way to go. And certainly in this game it would have been the way to go, because they never ended up pushing. MTW historically has been a very pushing-oriented team, so maybe they figured we'll sort of outmuscle them and push a lot, and then we'll really want the Shrapnel.
I mean, you might be a pushing-oriented team, but that's when they always used to pick Tinker and Furion. You can't be a pushing-oriented team when you have the best pusher on your team is Sniper.
Right, and you don't even have Forge Spirits because your Invokers... Oh, God. Blow Your Brain is just absolutely... I guess he just wanted the Orb of Venom, not the Scotty, because now he has Eagle Song. He does go down, but he might be going Butterfly, or he might be going Ethereal Blade, which, as we know, is a great item on all agility carries. It looks like actually the Bloodseeker Q is going to kill Spearbreaker. Check this out. Poor Bowman. So they do pick off 4 for 2, but they lost Rax, and Cinderan's saying YOLO. That'd be more accurate, I feel, if he had actually died only once this game, but he has 9 deaths, so...
Well, and Blow Your Brains basically just killed himself, which is ironic given his name. Like
yes, he was enacting the final scene from Network. So we got wards basically all across. You can see that. Look at this. Look at these 5 wards, actually. Goodness gracious. So Empire has complete map control, complete everything control. Blow Your Brain basically at his leisure can sort of walk in and throw them. I don't know what MTW's game plan is going to be now. I don't know what Cinderan's doing.
Can just play the next game?
I disagree. I believe in never giving up and never surrendering, but
I know,
say what you want.
I know.
They might get the sniper ult here. Yeah, they do. Well, that's something. That's a kill.
So what are heroes that you never want the other team to have in any situation because they are so versatile?
Centaur. Well, Centaur, Drow, which are both not in reverse captain's mode, so that we'll never see them, even if it was an option.
You'll never gonna give away like a Rubik.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Our team just has no spells you would ever want to steal because we're so bad. No, I think definitely the really strong support heroes are ones you would never give the other team. I did see Bane,
a Lich
for instance.
being
Bane,
given away really early on.
Really don't want to give away. And what happened is Bane was actually given away in the quarterfinals of
yes,
this tournament.
together with Lich.
But by accident. So
it was an accident.
The Lich was on purpose, but the Bane next KZ actually ran out of time to make their pick, which in reverse captain's mode is very bad because, you know, any random hero is likely to be far better than the worst possible hero. So they gave away Bane, and then PGG I think went 13-2 on that Bane. Like you really just don't want to give away good crowd control because.
And Bane's got like 2 really good crowd control.
Right, he is the crowd control hero. That is his gimmick. So they're going to push down this middle tower here, I think. With no Cinderin, there's no real ability to actually deny this in any meaningful way, and I think Tulix at this point is sort of... He's even behind Funnick in terms of net worth, so... Funnick's got the Diffusal Blade, level 2, he's got his Yasha, he's holding the Aegis from that Roche kill that they just pulled off. They are going to try to go on Scandal, but I don't think they even can. I think Warlock doesn't... I mean, all he's got is drums. He literally does not have anything except for drums.
And they get boated again.
Yep.
Another beautiful
these
boat.
Boats, yeah, these boats have been great.
Haven't seen boats kill this many people since the Titanic.
Not bad, not bad. Alright, so yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the GG in Game 1. What do you think MTW should try to change for Game 2 to try to get back into this series?
I don't know, because I think the game was just all about that Phantom Lancer just running all over them. So... Well, you probably don't want to give out Phantom Lancer again, but yeah, who I think is kind of... Is it under or overvalued? Depending on how you define, I suppose.
Overrated as somebody to give to the other team, or underrated as somebody to give to the other team?
Yeah. No, I think he's not... But there's... It's really an interesting, because with all the extra constraints they placed, it's just such an interesting multiple minimization problem, because you're trying to give out other heroes and so forth, so...
Right.
Well, they need to lose mid less horribly.
Yeah, they definitely... Well, I don't think they lost mid by that much until Empire really started applying ganking pressure by bringing Scandal down and stuff. But definitely, I think MTW could have made a better showing in mid. I think they had the right hero for the job. I think putting Sniper there, rather than trying to go support Sniper on the side lane, was, as you famously advised... Oh, wow, did you see Kunkka's build? Double plate mail? This is look at how smart they played. They were just played super defensive to ensure that this Phantom Assassin couldn't just crit through them really quickly. Kunkka went Vanguard, plate mail, and Bloodseeker went blade mail. So really smart on their part to just be like, well, our attempt is going to be to just tank everything you throw at us, and that's sort of why also you saw the butterfly on Phantom Lancer. All right, so that was a pretty good first game, I think. Pretty fun.
Well, pretty. It wasn't very close.
It was not very close. I think it started out... I think MTW had sort of a minor early game advantage. They were leveraging the Bullman charges pretty well. But then they sort of just... None of their lanes became overly favorable. The Riki sort of definitely beat Warlock bottom once the Spirit Breaker sort of settled down in the bottom lane. Riki handily beat him. He got vastly more farm.
No, but Riki beat him because Warlock was spending the entire time charging people.
I don't think... there was a pretty long period in the middle sort of where it was just one-on-one, and even then I think Riki was doing better. But yeah, certainly Warlock did a lot of charges where at the beginning, which were effective at the beginning, but as they sort of fell further and further behind, the Spirit Breaker became more and more completely useless. And you can see by the end, he had no farm, he was 2 and 8, you know, and didn't make that big of a contribution. Not I think to any fault of his own, but just that they sort of fell behind in all the lanes. And definitely that mid lane, I think, could have just gone vastly better.
But this is a bit of a trade-off, because, for example, like, they will often give you, like, in this format, they'll give you, like, a hero that could potentially be strong mid, but if you send him mid, you're fucking over both of your other lanes. So it's very much a trade-off, is that you're trying to have the least amount of absolutely terrible lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely true. And I think MTW, given their lineup, actually had one of the better lane arrangements that they could have had. The one really questionable thing was sort of the Spirit Breaker bottom, but I don't know how else they could have done it. The other thing they could have done was put the Anti-Mage... Well, Anti-Mage doesn't really beat Riki either. Like, he loses to Riki even harder. So, no, I think they worked well with what they had.
At low levels, it's not so bad.
It was interesting because in their drafting strategy, I thought they did pretty well. Like, especially forcing Empire to give them Invoker, who is not a bad hero by any means, was definitely a good drafting coup. And I don't think Empire should have banned Zeus in the second phase. But I think Empire was very good. Once actually we got into the game, their tactics of, okay, let's make sure that this Phantom Lancer gets the farm he needs to become dangerous. And we don't really care what happens. Like, we don't care that Scandal and SS are going to get no farm at all. We'll give Goblak this sort of weird jungling role, and that's fine. But we're going to make sure that no matter what, everybody's always rotating in the middle to help out Blow Your Brain. And that really worked because, you know, I mean, Blow Your Brain got way too huge for anybody on MTW to deal with.
So what's going to be different this game? So, is there a specific order in which people pick and ban? Like, I guess.
It's the
um,
same order that you would do in regular captain's mode. So the Radiant will receive the first pick to give Dire one hero, and then the Dire will receive 2 picks to give the Radiant, I think.
Do you think MTW will risk like what they were saying about Meepo?
Leave Meepo unbanned. I would be very excited to see that, so I'm going to say yes, regardless of whether I objectively think that it's going to happen, just because I would love to see Meepo get through and actually be a part of one of these games. Because I think if MTW let Meepo go, Empire will give them Meepo. Like I don't think they'll blink twice and just be like, no, we'll pick him.
Meepo is really so bad. Well,
so with the 100% stat share, I'm not so sure, Mearis. I think the problem with Meepo is that he's just he is such a fundamentally different game. Like playing Meepo is you're playing Defense of the Meepos. You're not playing Defense of the Ancients anymore. And so like if a pro were to want to like be the best Meepo in the world, like the amount of practice they would have to put in is vastly not worth it. Like it's not in any way worth it to practice Meepo for 7,000 hours.
But I think if the payoff was sufficient, pros would practice it.
Yes, but well, yes. I think if the payoff were if the upside were obviously great, then yes. But I think if the upside is like there is upside, but it's not in any way worthwhile for anyone to do it, then I think you'd still seem to not do it. Keep in mind, some heroes are good and languish in obscurity for a while, like Darkseer. Nobody picked Darkseer, and then all of a sudden, everyone sort of simultaneously came to the conclusion, "Hey, Darkseer is the best hero in the game, actually." So interesting. So they've left PL in, by the way. They've gone for 4 melee carry bans right off the bat. Take out the Alchemist, take out the Void, take out the Anti-Mage, take out the Spectre. And so Meepo is going. We are going to see if a team flinches. Who gets the Meepo?
Wow.
Actually, yeah, we're going to see who gets the Meepo. I think Empire is going to go ahead and give it to MTW, but I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a very significant first pick we're going to have here.
Dude, I'm calling it now. The team with Meepo loses.
Wow. That's bold. That's bold. I'm calling it now. I'm gonna go for that. I think the team with Meepo will win. I think we're gonna see some true Meepo.
No, you don't understand how bad Meepo is. Like,
so I know that statistically he's the worst hero by like several standard deviations.
I'm in a PG-13 channel. I can't make an analogy that expresses how truly terrible Meepo is.
You can if you find a way to phrase it that's not racist, sexist, or in any other way flagrantly. Okay, well. So yeah, I'm sorry for your blinkered imagination. I think we'll see Meepo, and I think we'll see Meepo excel. I'm gonna call it right now. That new Aghanims. The problem is that Meepo is not ever actually going to be able to afford the Aghanims that he needs, right? But you know, if he does, all right. So they give him Spirit Breaker. Definitely also bad, but now that leaves MTW open to give Empire Meepo. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They have
well,
to.
Dutch Freak has practiced Meepo, so maybe they want the Meepo. Maybe they're like, yeah, give us Meepo.
Yeah, but at this
I don't think they can let it go too long though. Like I think if Meepo doesn't make it, like if they don't pick him in the first 3, he's definitely gonna get banned in the second ban phase. Like no doubt.
Yeah, okay, so you gotta give him Meepo though.
Yeah, there's a limit to how much you're willing to sort of call the Meepo bluff, as it were. So they're gonna give Empire Sniper. They feel like Sniper is a sufficiently bad hero that they really want to just like give him away as soon as possible.
He might be sufficiently bad, but he's no Meepo.
I think he is. You know, I think he is. And they want to give away the high farm here. Is like I think MTW would rather be given Meepo back than given Sniper back. Like, yeah. And I mean, Meepo is like a natural mech carrier. He's a natural Vlad's carrier. Like, it's fine, Mearis. I won't stand for this
slandering
Meepo
of
debauchery.
Meepo?
Yeah, exactly. No, so they give him Huskar. Huskar was very popular in the sort of the quarterfinals.
I don't think Huskar is that bad because he can also jungle. You can do jungle Huskar.
Kinda. I actually haven't seen it too much. You can. I don't think it's very good.
No, it's not. Listen, we're talking. You have to like lower your
No. I
expectations.
understand, but I think it's not even up to the standard of like your Bloodseeker jungle or something.
No, it's way better than Bloodseeker Jungle.
Is it
The
really?
only issue, it's easier if you have the random gold because then you're really
Hmm.
close to Morbid Mask.
Well, he doesn't have random gold, but yeah.
No, so you gotta pull till you earn 300 gold,
Right.
and then you just buy a Morbid Mask, and you just sit there, and life's still happily away.
I mean, even his damage will still be pretty.
No, because the
Then.
the third ability is ridiculous.
Sure. No, I get what you're saying. So they're gonna, Empire are gonna hand
Nobody's.
them Ricky and Phantom Assassin. So they are gonna try to do the load up with melee carries approach still. The nice thing about giving them Ricky is that Huskar is gonna be able to sort of chew on that Ricky quite a bit. Um, Whereas maybe Huskar has a lot more trouble killing off your Spirit Breakers of the world, but definitely on a Ricky, he's a holy terror. But yeah, no Meepo yet. It's because they fear him, Mearis. They fear the strength of the Meepo.
I don't understand. I think this is such a no-brainer.
He's too good. He's too good. Well, actually, I don't think it's that he's too good necessarily. I think this is sort of a complicated game of bluffing that's going on here.
Yeah,
Like,
I think this
I
is
think
one
that,
of those things
that Dutch Freak all talk from last game is weighing heavily upon the minds of everyone involved in this draft.
Wow, so this is like just mind games upon mind games.
It
Like
is.
saying,
It's 11-dimensional
I'm going
chess.
to like win this hand using like 2-7,
Right.
and then they're like,
Those are the Meepo numbers. Yeah, no, I definitely think there's a game of 11-dimensional chess being waged about this Meepo pick or lack thereof. You can see both teams digging into their reserve time.
since he used the
You
11
can see that actually Team Empire has 27 seconds left of reserve time, and 2 and 7 are the Meepo numbers. So
maybe this is like,
you can just see, wow, they're using up all of their reserve time. There is no way that they're not discussing Meepo right now,
Yeah.
right? Like the Meepo is the talk of the town right now. You pop up the New Yorker, the first page is just all
Yes.
about. There we are. There we have it. We have it.
got meepoed.
They burned their entire reserve on trying to figure out. I'm sure Dutch Freak was like, "No, give me Meepo. Let me have Meepo." But he wouldn't have made it through the bans. He would have gotten banned. So.
Also, Meepo's gotta be the most retarded looking fucker. I mean, come on.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
No, look at him.
So,
He's like,
Empire bans PL, so they don't want to see him, even though they were excelled with him last game. Do you think that's because they already have Blow Your Brains Hero? Is he going to be a hard carry solo mid Meepo?
I don't think Meepo can hard carry at all.
Meepo can easily hard carry. You don't know nothing.
Wow. So, okay, so it's gonna be Husker jungle. Meepo. No, Meepo can't go mid. Okay. Let me.
No, Meepo
to
can't
put
go
it
mid.
into
I wasn't
context, like,
actually serious.
When
Meepo's not going
I've
mid.
seen Dendi try to play Meepo, and Dendi
Right.
loses with Meepo.
I'm telling you, it's because it's such a specialized skill set. Like, there's probably some person out there that is just excellent at Meepo. But it's the problem is, so you have Admiral Bulldog, right? So he's a pro player who is amazing at one hero, and that hero is Lone Druid. It's really good to be the one guy in the world who's amazing at Lone Druid, because Lone Druid is an incredibly versatile, very high-powered hero.
Yeah, but it simply
it's
means
maybe
that
not
everyone's
so
gonna-
good. It's maybe not so good to be the one person in the world who's really good at Meepo, right? Because at best, Meepo is sort of quite situational, let's say.
This.
But I'm sure there's somebody who can play Meepo and maybe no other hero at like.
So
a
the
near
difference between
professional
being
level.
good at like Lone Druid and being good at Meepo, it's like you can go in like the definition of like socially useful hero, if you will. To use
Yes,
a metaphor
the
that'll be very fair to our
the
watchers.
utils generated by
Yes.
a Meepo on your team are lower than the
Yes.
utils generated by a Lone Druid. And actually, we see a ban on Lone Druid, interestingly. So that's very interesting.
who are
And then
gonna be the
additionally, we
int heroes?
see
I think that's an
we see
interesting
two
question.
int heroes. Yeah, that's the question, I think. So we might see a reprise of Invoker, although I'd be somewhat surprised to see that.
Zeus is not banned.
Zeus is. I think he's almost. I mean, he's a horrible laner. He's one of the worst laners in the game, kind of. But
Well,
in
that's
theory,
because Zeus has a really
against
shit
Meepo, I would not want to be Empire giving MTW Zeus, right?
Ah, yeah. Zeus really does horrible things to Meepo.
Yeah,
And
or
you kind of
Lich,
nuke her,
right?
really.
So you do not want to give MTW Lich if you're Empire and you have a Meepo,
Okay,
because Lich is essentially the worst nightmare that a
there
meepo
are
can
some
possibly
heroes
have.
that you're happy if you see them. Like, okay, let's say if you're bounty hunter, you're happy if the other team has, I don't know, Broodmother or something. So
Mhm.
if you're Meepo, what kind of heroes do you want to play against, except like bots on easy difficulty?
So bots on easy difficulty. Uh, Meepo is actually pretty good against blinkers. Like you can catch an anti-mage or somebody farming in the jungle, put a net on them with your
Huh.
Meepo that is in that jungle, and then you can poof in all the other Meepos on top
They
of them.
gave them a ranged agility hero,
Yep.
so they
They
might
still
give
need to
them
give him Ogre Magi.
Ogre
They could give him
Magi,
Ogre, yeah.
yes.
Entirely possible. Now, I happen to think that the stun from Ogre Magi is a pretty good asset on any reverse captain's mode team. But I think that's what
Yeah.
they're thinking. I think with this Morphling, we will see the Ogre Magi as the last pick. Definitely, if you're a Meepo, you would much rather see an Ogre Magi than a Death Prophet, because she can silence one Meepo, so he can't poof away,
Oh
or
no
a
no no! But
Lich,
Ogre
or
Magi
a...
is terrible. He multicasts. He just one shots at me.
He No, I think. Oh, except they're gonna have Empire Invoker. This is new tech in this finals. I didn't really see Invoker in any of the earlier rounds, but Invoker is definitely one of the new int reverse captains of choice. And how the mighty have fallen, right? Like, how do you think Invoker feels about having tasted, the first pick heights of Dota, and now he's been banished? Like somebody like Huskar. Huskar's used to it, right? Like Huskar understands that when he's last pick for dodgeball, like that's his life. That's the lot of being Huskar. But Invoker, like he must feel like he's slumming it.
This is like the tale of Invoker. It's like that Old Testament tale of what was his name?
Of Job?
Job. Yeah. And like Ice Frog is God, and who's the person
Right.
that's arguing against? Maybe I don't know, like Dendi saying, "I'll still play Invoker even if you nerf him." Oh, Death Prophet.
Yep, so
Huh.
they do give him Death Prophet. It's definitely a better choice, I think, than either
Zeus or yeah.
Zeus, definitely Zeus or Lich, or maybe even Ogre Magi. The one danger is, like I said, if you've got a Meepo that's alone, one of the strengths of Meepo is that he can sort of farm with a single Meepo anywhere he wants, and he can always escape by poofing out. But that silence is very dangerous to a solo Meepo, because it means he can't actually get away with his poof or
Well, there's
check
also
out
the issue that PA, like, again, crits one shots Meepo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. That's definitely dangerous to that Meepo. Treant Protector is what they end up giving them.
Huh.
So Treant is a really interesting story to me. Like the tale of Treant, I think, is really interesting. It's because before 6.76, Treant sort of was in obscurity, and then some teams like Pulse started running him, and he actually started to become semi-popular. Like, and people were like, "Oh, well, actually, Treant is pretty good." In this sort of Genki composition, usually with a Wisp, and then he got changed in 6.76, and everybody, before the patch hit, like when the patch notes were out, but not the actual patch, everyone thought he was going to get super buffed. Like, they were like, wow, this new Treant Protector is going to be like first pick status. He's going to be like incredibly amazing. And he actually sucks. Like, this was like a complete misjudgment by everyone in the Dota community, including like people as good as like professionals.
Yes. No, no, no. He is really terrible, but I think it's because he.
So wasn't he also, he was the winningest pub hero, right? He was actually the highest win rate pub hero before 6.76.
Really?
Yeah, like didn't he have like a 59% win rate? Like he was higher, he was played far fewer than Ursa and Lich and Lycan, but he actually had a higher win rate than all of them. But and now he sucks. Now he sucks even in pub. Like even in pub he's no longer good. And it's because he had that, I think passives are just amazing in pubs. And so his passive living armor, which was the old ability, was really, really strong. And now that it's not a passive, now that you actually have to hit a button, no pub knows how to use it. They're like, "What button? No, I don't like buttons." So it used to be that it was passive armor and life health regeneration during the day. And now it's a targeted damage blocking ability that you can use on a tower or a hero.
Yeah, remember there was this discussion about him between Cinderin and Puppy,
right?
And they were convinced he was going to be amazing.
Yes,
and they were so wrong.
They were wrong.
They were like wronger than Thomas Friedman on Iraq.
They were wronger than Thomas Friedman on Iraq. Well, they weren't saying that he would be good in 18 months. They were saying he'd be good in like 18 minutes, but still. Yeah, it's just really has not panned out for
And the thing that sucks
and the
about
popularity,
it is that
he's actually going to die too. Poor Treant. He's going to get preyed on. He is going to cast the damage block, and you're going to see how effective it is at blocking damage right now.
At level 1 too, it's incredible.
First victim.
And
Brutal.
Meepo watching while this happens without the ability to do anything.
Actually, I'm on directed camera. I should turn that off. All right, there we go. Yeah, poor Meepo. He did. I think he threw a net. I think it missed. Oh, by the way, I completely called it with hard carry Meepo. By the way, they've got blow your brain on Meepo. So this is gonna be. You are gonna see it. Your doubting Thomas will be put to rest today, because Meepo is going to carry this game. Well, now he's being harassed out of lane.
He's by far my favorite
in the
Christian
future,
Saint
going to...
after Saint Assizes, so.
Alright, so let's take a look at the lanes, yeah? So we've got, in the bottom, we've got Matchroom on the Riki against Scandal. So they're solo lane, Exord Invoker. So this is going to be a completely different Invoker from the Invoker we saw last game. So he is going to pick up farm. He actually went boots very, very early to help him sort of get away from this Riki smoke cloud. And, you know, yeah, just very, very interesting. He's going to get Sunstrike, which will give him global attack presence. And, yeah, it'll just be interesting to watch him. Ricky's still harassing him right now, which is why he actually got the early boots. But, yeah, so that's the bottom lane. In the middle lane, we've got Goblak on the Sniper, so they're still running Sniper mid. I think that makes perfect sense. And they're against Cinderella and Death Prophet. This is kind of a tough lane for Sniper, just because he has such low HP, and
yeah,
it's going to be spamming out Bat Blasts on him.
So, but basically, this is a bit of a gamble, because they're actually putting their one good hero, Death Prophet, mid.
Right.
Which was one of the heroes that
we got Bullman. Hang on. We got some Bullman action going on here. We'll get back to that in just 1 second, but I really want to see if this Bullman manages to... Oh, yeah, I think Scandal will die. Ah, Bullman damage. They can't catch him, though. Look at that Treant Protector heal. It does all of, like, 2% on top of the 80% that the healing potion does. So, Scandal lives there, and that was actually a huge waste of time by Dutch Freak. This is why Spirit Breaker is kind of terrible, right? Like, he can charge in, and it's a stun, but then he does so little as follow-up until he gets a bunch of farm.
Well, as his ultimate's not bad. It's also pretty strong.
His ultimate is good, but he right now is barely level 2, so...
And the patch that tried to buff him, I guess, because if they tried to nerf him in, like, 6.76, that was just plain sadistic of Ice Rock.
It was a buff, definitely. It was a fairly substantial buff.
No, they buffed his charge, but they nerfed his damage.
No, what they did was they put the damage on the Greater Bash. So when he procs a bash, it now does vastly more damage than it used to.
Yes, but
his
first of all,
overall
it's RNG.
Sustained damage is worse. Yes, it's RNG.
It makes his laning much worse, because you want consistent high damage to get last hits. Yeah,
yeah, I think it makes his laning somewhat worse, but I don't think it was a nerf overall. I think it definitely improved his effectiveness in some respects. Oh yeah, and somebody pointed out to me, Empire actually has had a secret drafting strategy here. Check out the colors. It's all blue and green on MTW. They gave MTW the monochromatic team here.
I had someone who is pretty good at Dota but really bad at posting tell me that it was definitely a nerf overall, so I think I'm right.
Alright. You told yourself that? I mean, you're pretty bad at posting.
Wow, but I'm not very good at Dota either, so it wasn't me.
Alright.
Oh, so there we go. Oh, you see, wow, Tree even fucks up the jungle pull for his own teammate.
I did see that. Well, you know, that's life. So Death Prophet's doing pretty well. He's actually kind of dominating Sniper middle. You can see he's got 18 last hits, Sniper's 10. I think if the Spearbreaker changes were nerfed overall, they certainly weren't intended as that. It's sort of like a backfiring thing. Like, I think Treant, the changes were supposed to be a buff, and they weren't. Treant's gonna die again. Yeah, this Treant is really saddling them down. He's just so slow.
Did you
he doesn't
notice
have his stealth. I think he almost should. He should get his stealth. Yeah, I did actually. I mean, again, they want the farm on PA. You can't not farm PA because she's just awful without farm. Consequently, if you've got a Morphling and he's got a lane with the PA, I mean, they could have put a mid and put Death Prophet as a support. But I think they thought that Morphling versus Sniper mid, like the new Morphling, he would not be able to deny Sniper any farm at all. Whereas the Death Prophet can sort of keep the Sniper oppressed more.
It's, yeah. So, actually, how Death Prophet is dominating mid.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. He has full rune control, he's getting better last hits, he's harassing Sniper. And they're up 3-0, which is something. Got some good poof in there from the Meepo. I keep an eye on this Meepo. His farm is pretty good. It's second only to Death Prophets, and he's 5 last hits ahead of PA, even though they've gotten way more kills in this lane.
So this Meepo's not gonna do anything. I'm just except lose the game for.
He's not going to do anything like lose the game. He's actually going to be amazing. I
Wow.
don't. You just have such a lack of faith. I don't even know, man. I do think MTW are favored, definitely. It's gonna be tough for Empire to bring Blow Your Brain in a satisfactory way, and I just don't think Goblak is gonna get the farm in mid that they really want him to have.
Since we actually discussed this off stream, I wanted to actually bring up to a few people that might be interested, all our watchers, that MTW is actually sponsored by this website, which is not as known as it should be, but llco.org, which is the homepage of MTW worldwide. You can go look up MTW. It's a political philosophy which is highly ascendant. And
You know, I had told someone that you were almost certainly going to make this cast about Maoist third worldism, and I thought you might not because you hadn't brought it up until now. But all right,
this is
I guess the cat is out of the bag there.
a lull in the action, so I thought I'd bring up
Yeah,
this, the third
So
world.
interesting trade there, where the sniper kills off Ricky, but at the same time MTW kills the sniper, and I think they're going to pick up this tower as well. So this jungle Huskar, like I told you, it's not good. Like, he has the morbid mask. He did exactly what you said. He's level 3.
Yeah, I told you it's bad.
No, you tried to caveat. You were like
Yes.
you were like David Brooks. The truth is in between on this Huskar jungle. Like, you were like, no, it's good. It's better than Bloodseeker certainly, and it certainly is not. That was just a lie.
A Huskar is the
So Blow Your Brain is going to be perfectly safe with this Treant heal that's on him. Just it's unstoppable, really. I think Empire's main problem right now is they've got 2 heroes who just barely hit level 4. They managed to give SS some space with this Meepo
And
walking
I think
away.
their main problem
and they
is
did
they
deny
have
the
a Meepo
tower.
on their
Oh, and
team.
this sniper's dead too. Oh, poor Goblak. He gets 4 versus 1. So I think their problem is this: the sniper's getting targeted repeatedly. They've got a jungling Huskar who's taking forever to actually get farm. He's gonna die. Matchup's gonna pick him off. This is gonna be brutal. Oh, one shot the robot. I mean, this is one of the many problems with Huskar's jungle. Like, you need to be low health to do damage, but
Yes.
low health means that Ricky can just walk up and one shot you. I think Empire in a world of trouble, and I think it has nothing to do with the Meepo, who's amazing. Like, if you were Empire, would you come out of this game saying like, wow, really, we can never get Meepo again because that really messes us up? It's more like, wow, Treant Protector really is completely useless, and like, wow,
But
Jungle
it's more
Huskar
like
is maybe not
all
such a good
this
call.
hero got so much farm, and he's gonna do absolutely nothing for us.
Ouch. I don't. He's not quite up to farming par yet either, because now MTW are just doing like a global rotation where they put 3 or 4 heroes everywhere they want them, and it's just really tough to deal with. In fairness, Scandal has been doing really well, so Scandal's now the best farmed hero on Empire. He's
Holy
doing
shit.
fine down here.
Hold on a second. Meepo at level 5
Yeah.
has 49 base damage. Is that a joke?
Well, think about it this way: at level 6, he has 106 base damage. So, in sum, deal with it. Oh, I missed Matchroom. See, I don't know. I think your Huskar pick is going to go down in history as you're going to be on punditshame.tumblr.com for your statement about Huskar jungle.
Dude, like,
Matchroom could just freely... Matchroom doesn't even need to go in a lane. He will get equal farm getting free kills on Huskar for the rest of the game as he would by being in a lane.
I think you'll find that being wrong as a pundit, it does not actually hurt your ability to get jobs. What, is it just me, or do you notice that one of the creeps has a different color health bar?
Yes. So that's what confused me last game too. I think... I don't know. Nobody has Helm of the Dominator yet, so I don't know what it is.
No, and it's also attacking, like...
Yeah.
The other
Yeah, this rotating by MTW is just so effective at this point, because what can Empire do? They get the Treant. I mean, they can give the global heal from the Treant, but as we know, that does not do very much. I think Matchroom's gonna kill. Yep, there goes Huskar. Giving away the Ricky when they had the Huskar was just... I don't know. I mean, this Spirit Breaker is a non-factor still, but the Ricky is really starting to threaten that low HP sniper and the low HP Huskar. Blow Your Brain's doing great, I think. He's got the treads, he's got his Basilisk. I think he's gonna start making Vlads probably next. And Scandal, I think, is doing fine too. So they're bright spots in a sea of pain for Empire. Empire really need to figure out. So they're going to abandon jungle. They're going to abandon the jungle Huskar, and they're going to put him bot with Scandal.
It's like
or
Vietnam
they're going to
all
put him
over
in the
again.
enemy jungle.
You don't retreat and surrender.
Uh-oh, blow your brain. Meepo might get his first death here. Yeah. Oh. I'm going to enjoy a little moment of silence for Meepo right now.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rip. Alright, so I don't think Empire can claw their way back into this, really. Like, the Meepo really isn't at the farm he needs to be at to bring this back, and Scandal definitely isn't. The Sniper at this point is completely useless because he's just being ganked everywhere he goes. They have no map control, they have essentially no vision, they're about to lose their last tier 1 tower. MTW is up 13-1, they're at 5k gold advantage. I don't know what Meepo hopes to do by that. That's just a throw. The death line is just, hey. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's pretty much in the bag for MTW.
So I think, as a pundit, I said the team with the Meepo loses, and I think I was proven correct.
All right, you were right about that, but you were right, but for the wrong reasons. Because the Meepo, I really think, did not have almost any role in them losing here. They lost mid, and then MTW was able to effectively gank the Sniper in the mid. The Huskar was a non-factor in the jungle. And now Ricky is just hunting Huskar absolutely wherever he goes. I mean, the Huskar is level 5. They've got level 5, 6, and 6. And meanwhile,
Ricky
Death
just
Prophet is
killed
level 10.
Huskar again, which you missed.
Yep. I missed on like watching, but I did call it out. I did say that he just killed the Huskar again.
Yeah, but you can just say that randomly and be correct. So that's not good.
A stopped sign saying Huskar is dead is right many times a day. Yeah, Huskar is 0-5-0, and Goblak is 1-5-0. Scandal, who's doing the best on their team, is 0-0-0. And now we got so SS's ult is down, so they're stunned. But at this point, they just don't have enough damage. Like, they just can't actually kill anybody. They might be able to kill Cinderin. They do kill Cinderin, but that's sort of cold comfort. They lost the Sniper again. Matchroom is safe in stealth. Matchroom's actually low health, and I bet he still kills the Huskar. I bet they turn around and kill Huskar. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Oh, they changed their mind. They started, but they decided not to.
Oh.
But this, I think SS is going to die again too. Yep, Matchroom's gonna go in low health. He doesn't even care. He's just gonna pick him up. This Ricky is now 8-1. Brutal. I mean, this is like pub star Ricky. Oh! Someone took a contract out on him?
Oh! Do you see the big sunstrike?
That's what I was just talking about. Are you behind me? You might be
Yes.
behind me. Are you watching my stream rather
Of
than
course.
actually? Oh, okay, okay. You didn't buy a ticket? You're not supporting ATOD?
No.
You know, the fan favorite team gets a portion of the proceeds from the tournament, in addition to it being used to
I am
the prize
supporting MTW directly by donating to llco.org.
I thought you were going to say you're supporting MTW directly by following the principles of Maoist revolution. Excellent. Did you see that amazing Invoker play there? Scandal is really the only person who's having a good day today at all. That was really good Yule's Sunstrike Meteor combo right there.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I was going with. It's if you put your one good hero in a place where he can thrive, you're gonna get the payoff that hero will do well, but
Right.
at the price of basically fucking over everyone else.
Well, in this case, Meepo hasn't really done quite as well as maybe they were hoping. They were not able to give him as much support top as maybe they would have hoped. Mostly that's because Treant is not a good support hero. Like he doesn't actually give you that much in a support lane, especially if he's not getting levels. And like they didn't get anything on Goblak, and Huskar was unable to either do any support or jungle. So like the Meepo didn't actually have the protection and didn't actually get that great farm. At this point, Meepo has 52 last hits, which is it's almost on par with Tulix, which is good considering how far behind they are. But like it's not nearly enough for Meepo to actually get like the Vlads or anything else that he would really want.
Well,
or the
mech. The
which is
first,
actually what's
you need
making
mech. That's
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
item that you need
Yeah.
on Meepo. But
Yeah.
that's not enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. Actually, you can go Vlad's if you want like to quick Roche. rather than the mech first. But definitely in a game where you're just getting pushed all over the map, you need the mech very quickly.
Okay, since the game is paused, can we do shoutouts and sort of? I would like people to follow me on Twitter and so.
If you want, but you don't have a Twitter.
My Twitter account is IDF spokesperson. You can follow me there. I'm tweeting right now about. I encourage you to follow me on my. Yep. So you'll see updates about a game of Dota metaphorically. But,
and who are the Radiant and who are the Dire on your Twitter?
well, the Radiant, of course, the IDF.
Okay.
Right. I can't really speak much about it because there's some
I'd like you
classified
not to.
information. But yes.
All right. And do you have any other social media that you would like people to follow on, Mearis? No, but in all seriousness, you can read Mearis' statistical Dota work on Dotaholic.com, which is one of the sites that sort of chronicles all the matches of Dota and what actually happens. He hasn't updated in a while. I wish he would update more often, because all of his stuff is actually super interesting and has valuable information.
But yeah, when I get a little break from work, I will. I've just been somewhat busy. But yes, I really should. There's interesting stuff to write about. So, Scandal is now go.
Yeah, they're gonna. It looks like they're gonna resume. Honestly, I think Empire could probably keep their head high and just yeah. I don't know. I think they could probably GG out of this. I don't think they will because they have the heart of a champion, but I do think that they probably could.
Well, yeah. There's this thing in StarCraft. People. Well, no, you see Koreans fight all the way to the end usually, even when it's obviously hopeless.
Matrum's actually. They might actually get Matrum. Nope. They don't have any damage.
And Ricky once again.
Watch this poofing. Watch. Oh, damn it. I take it back. The poofing was not up to par. It was a poof goof, you might say.
You know. Oh, there goes Meepo.
Yeah.
Using poof as a verb might have other implications.
No. It doesn't. I think you mean as a noun. But, did somebody else die? I think Warlock took down Sniper in mid. Yeah, no, I think he did. But Warlock might... Nope. Yeah, this Huskar. I see more and more why Huskar is a strong pick in Reverse Captain's Wood. Like, I think in pub people run him mid, and it's somewhat effective. But obviously, Empire couldn't afford to put him mid. Like, what would the Sniper do? Like, jungle?
Support
Sniper
Sniper.
Jungle? Support Sniper?
Oh,
blow your brain. He runs
got
in, he's
really
gonna
long
run back out.
range harass.
Right. That's true. That's true. He does have pretty good harass, but you know, if he's support, he doesn't have the damage items to actually make his harass do more than like 30. So they are gonna GG. I called it by BT dubs. And so this is gonna go to a game 3. And so since this is a best of 3, the next game will be the deciding game. And so the questions are: will Meepo avoid the ban phase? I'm guessing not. And sort of what? Who do you think are favorite for the third game, Mearis?
I'm going for MTW. I think MTW have what it takes.
I think MTW's drafting has consistently shown...
I think Syndron is just generally one of the more clever Dota 2 players. This is not a hard, like, big competition. But he's, like, a really...
It's a reasonable prize pool, too, though. Let's know. ATOD is pretty serious. It's serious business. And like, it's, I think, great exposure, too, because I think people who normally don't watch that much Dota, just because they don't really care about the outcome of anti-mage versus anti-mage battles, are interested in ATOD because, it's the heroes you actually see in a pub. Like, I'm not going to see amazing Wisp global ganking if I go out there and play my medium rank games, because people just aren't that good. But what I will see is Spirit Breaker Death Prophet ganking, right? Like, that's much more likely.
Right. So if you want tips on how to play your pub start heroes, this is the correct tournament.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And the tip is, no matter how many carries you have, you should probably still give the PA farm, just because she's that bad of a hero without farm. You notice that Tulix has actually been rocking this Phantom Assassin avatar all the time because he knows Phantom Assassin is going to be in every single game.
But again, maybe that's one of those like mind games upon mind games upon mind games.
It might be. You gaze into the face of Phantom Assassin and think, "Oh wow, we better pick up Phantom Assassin."
Speaking of gazing into, I just noticed that Enigma, one of the things that he says is
I also gaze into you.
I also gaze into you,
right.
Which is a reference to Nietzsche, which I really didn't. like I was just, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
So it is a reference to Nietzsche, but I think actually that phrase has become genericized in like the discourse in the English language in general. So like I think a lot of people know about gazing into the abyss who've never read Nietzsche or what have you. I think it's just sort of like a phrase that people know about now. Not like a pop culture reference per se. Well, pop culture among people who have posters of Nietzsche on their teenage bedspreads, but which you may have well have had. I would not be surprised to learn that you
No,
had
no,
that.
no. I used to read Bertrand Russell as a teenager. No, devoured the car. Yes.
All right, so we're about to, I think, start up on game 3. I don't actually know what the status is, but I do know that that's going to try to be the tiebreaker of this game. And yeah, I think in both times I was actually more impressed with MTW's drafting, but Empire managed to just out tactics them in game 1, and so they were sort of just able to pick on MTW's choices. And I really think that the shrapnel sniper in the middle was just really bleak.
See,
I think the shrapnel sniper was.
this is one of those things where I think being a pub star, but in a pub star game, like the first item you'll build on sniper, almost always is Assassin's Blade. Not because it's good, it's terrible, but because he has absolutely no escapes whatsoever, and you know your teammates
for
aren't
those of
going
our
to.
readers, for those people watching who only play good video games, I think Mearis means Shadow Blade.
Oh yes, Shadow Blade. Yes, yes. No, it's actually called Lothar's in the other game. So no, no, no.
It's called Lothar's in Dota 1. Lothar is a figure in Warcraftian lore, so I think they couldn't reuse the
Oh,
name.
oh yeah. Okay, no, no, fair enough.
Yeah, so in
Yeah,
Dota 2 it's
it's
just called Shadow Blade.
yeah. The whole copyright battle between Blizzard and Valve over Dota was really interesting because isn't Blizzard also working on Blizzard Dota as well?
They
Like,
are, but Blizzard Dota is like yeah, it's sort of a distillation of certain aspects of Dota games. I don't know when that's scheduled to come out. I feel like it should have come out already, but it is Blizzard, so I don't know. Yeah, they are. They're making a Dota. It's a Dota-like. I think towers are almost completely powerless, and I don't think there's even last hitting. I heard that there's no last hitting. So
wow. Well,
yeah,
it's interesting because it's sort of getting to be a slightly crowded market. There is a League of Legends, which it's terrible for so many reasons, starting with the pricing model, which is worse than Hitler. There's
worse. All right. We'll put that down as a quote from you.
yes,
I'll use it
but
actually in the stream header that League of Legends is worse than Halo. I actually think League of Legends is a fine game, but I agree that the pricing
no, the
model is a
pricing
little.
model. I mean, the game itself, I think it's like a dumbified Dota without denying. But the whole pricing model, yeah, it's horrible.
Sure.
Then there's Heroes of New Earth, which is basically Dota 2 but made worse. So they've
Yeah,
got
Heroes of Earth is pretty bad.
and it's got, if you can believe this, it's got a worse community than Dota. It's hard to believe
I
this, I
think
know, but
easily worse than
you
Dota.
have to experience it to believe it. Like, it's
Oh wow,
incredible
sorry,
how
sorry, sorry. Breaking news alert. It's not called Blizzard Dota anymore. It's actually Blizzard All Stars. So
this.
that's I don't even know how to
Okay.
deal with that. I thought that
It,
that was like there was like PlayStation All Stars and that was the Super Smash Brothers clone. So maybe they're making it a Dota Super Smash Brothers mashup game, which I would play, but I would feel ashamed of myself while playing it, I think.
the one thing that Heroes of New Earth has going for it, which I read and I had a hard time believing, and I went to check for myself, but they actually basically have separate servers for players from South America and separate servers for players from Russia, and they cannot queue outside of those servers.
Right, right.
So
I told you
you
about yeah, I told you about the Borderlands thing, right?
no.
So when they launched Borderlands 2, they actually launched a completely different on Steam. If you were in Russia or in any, actually not just Russia, if you were in any of the CIS nations, you got a specially coded version of Borderlands 2 that had no ability to play with anybody from outside of the CIS nations, and it was only in Russian. So even if you lived in one of the CIS nations that doesn't speak Russian at all, you would still have to play the Russian version of Borderlands 2, and you could only play like multiplayer games with other people from CIS.
What do people like? Do Russians have a particularly bad reputation, even like outside of MOBA games?
So in this case, I think it was more to do with just anti-piracy measures for whatever reason. Like they didn't
Oh,
want the global version maybe being pirated by nefarious Russians to nefarious ends. I think actually we might have our third game. All right, yeah, we are in the pregame. I think they actually started banning, so I'm going to jump in as quickly as we can. Yeah. So Russians sort of becoming the pariahs of the gaming community all around, I think. Uh-oh. I'm getting quite a bit of shake here. Thank you, directed camera. Alright, so we're going to go into the bans right now. So who do you think from the last game is definitely going to earn a ban this game, Mearis?
Well, we're going to see the classic
Meepo.
bans.
We will see Meepo banned.
No, we'll see Spectre banned, that's for sure. Like,
we will probably see Spectre banned, but I think we will also definitely see Meepo jump back into the bans. We've had one game with Meepo. I wasn't quite satisfied with the level of meeping that occurred therein, but, you know, it was something.
See, yeah, Spectre gets instantly banned.
Oh yeah, I don't think Spectre is would ever actually come through. I think we would also be probably Meepo. Yeah. I think MTW were definitely willing to not ban Meepo again, but Empire blinked and used one of their bans on him.
Blinked.
They poofed, so to speak, and used one of their bans on him.
So I think it's interesting because the weaker heroes are, of course, that make it past the ban phases are Sniper, which, I mean, I think he's bad, but I don't think he's a mid hero. Like,
I think they definitely can't keep. If Sniper gets through, which I think he's quite likely to, I think they can't put him mid again because some of these heroes that they've been giving away that come through these carries, they're sort of ganking carries, like Ricky, like Huskar, like Spirit Breaker. And I think if that's in the game, the value of your Sniper mid just plummets precipitously because he has no escape. He's low HP. He's so in danger of just getting preyed upon that mid. Even if the matchup is favorable for Sniper at mid, like even if he's up against like your Phantom Lancer, which actually just got banned, but even if it's up against a guy that he can beat, he can still get sort of picked off by that sort of ganking approach that teams have been taking. So definitely a dangerous. Whoever gets Sniper is, I think he's not likely to go mid again, and he definitely will get put through. First pick Treant. So Empire is going to be feeling the pain of that Treant Protector once again. Yeah. And they pass back Ricky and PA, so same game plan, same plan of give. But Tolix is going to go on that PA. I guarantee you it's going to be a farming PA. Could be in the top lane again. Could be in the bottom lane. I don't know. And we're gonna see Ricky again. So
that's kind of boring though. That the hero pool in reverse ban is even smaller than the hero pool in like.
I think part of it is this two bans. I think I would enjoy watching reverse CM a little more if they still had the regime of 3 bans for each team to start out, so that you could maybe ban out Phantom Assassin, who Phantom Assassin has been in every single game in ATOD, I think there hasn't been a game in which she's been either banned or not picked. I think it's always been Phantom Assassin. Now, we've seen support Phantom Assassin, we've seen carry Phantom Assassin, but, you know, it's...
How do you support Phantom Assassin?
You don't, it's bad. It's a bad idea. In one of my casual reverse CM games, I saw somebody go no ult Phantom Assassin, and I was just like, But the blink is really good, so you can get away and use your mechanism. Because you rush mechanism, obviously.
Do you remember that there was this site that someone made where it told you what hero you had to play in the next game and what items?
Yeah, Divine Courage or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I use that all the time. It's fun.
That explains so much in terms of how you build your heroes.
So they're going to give Empire Sniper. That does make sense, and there's the Huskar as well. So definitely trying to saddle them with those really tough to lane heroes. So Sniper, you want to put him mid, but he's also dangerous. He's in danger of getting picked off by Ricky. I don't know what you want to do with Huskar. I think you certainly can't jungle him against that Ricky again. That's just a recipe for disaster. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to lane. It's worth thinking about.
How about Huskar mid?
Yeah, so I think you definitely cannot put the Sniper mid again. So I think out of the 3 heroes they have so far, Huskar is the most likely mid, and then they would do Sniper as their main farmer.
And Huskar is actually like, I mean, depending on who they give him, but he's, I mean, within the context of this hero pool, he's actually a pretty strong mid hero.
Sure, yeah. I think there's a lot of mid heroes that you could put him up against that he would have a favorable matchup. I mean, PL's been banned, but if you had Huskar against PL, I think he could definitely harass the hell out of PL with his low base damage. One of PL's strengths is that he's able to sort of harass using his Q, but that's really, really quite ineffective against Huskar because, you know, he can just take that harass and use it to leverage to burn you down more. So yeah, no, definitely. I think Huskar mid is a possibility. It really depends on what their last two people are going to be. Keep in mind, MTW is still going to have to give Empire an int. So both teams actually
Is it going
will
to be
need to give each other ints. I'm surprised. So Void gets a ban, but I would definitely expect teams to at least spend 2 of their bans each on intelligence heroes here.
Yeah.
To try to settle it. I wonder if Invoker will catch a ban. Which
I don't think because I think he's been pretty good. Even when MTW lost, Invoker was pretty good.
That's true. That's true.
And even when
Scandal
Empire lost,
Scandal
Invoker
was the one bright
good.
spot. Yeah. The Scandal was definitely the least losingest part of. Well, he does catch a ban. So even though Scandal was able to do pretty well with him, they are going to ban him. So Invoker, how the mighty have fallen from first pick status in real Dota to banned in. For fear of having to play him in reverse captain's mode.
Yeah, it's weird because he got a nerf, but it wasn't that.
It was what you on face would regard as a very minute nerf, right?
Not
like
minute. Like they really did castrate his damage, but
well, yeah, sure, but nobody. If you asked someone a few months ago, like, why is Invoker such a great hero? Maybe the 20th thing they'd say to you is, oh, and he has good base auto attack damage.
Well, they'd say he's great at laning.
Right, that's true. But the perception was, okay, this is a hero who sort of relies on, his great suite of abilities, his versatility, etc., etc. So anyway, so we've got OD banned out. Really, nobody wants to play. OD has been a very common 4th, 5th ban, just because you don't really want to ban him out as one of your first 4 heroes, because people aren't going to give him to you then. But then when you get down to, okay, what are our intelligence heroes that we're going to have to get, you don't want to get OD, because he's so farm dependent. You can run a support OD, but, it's nothing anybody actually wants to do. And we see the Zeus ban. Zeus is another very common ban, just due to his extremely weak laning. His laning is so bad.
Well, I always wondered why they didn't just buff Zeus's auto attack. Like, if you give him one more range, he'd be... I think he'd be like...
Or his animation. He could keep fairly low range if he didn't have one of the longest wind-up times in the game for his auto attack. I don't know. Tis not for us to sort of pick apart why heroes don't get banned in certain ways.
Ours is not to question why. Ours is
right.
to reply. Yes.
Right. So I think we expect to see these last 2 bans also be intelligence, most likely. I think they've taken out the agi carries they really don't want to be given, like Void and AM and Spectre, and so they can sort of try to pigeonhole into receiving a good int hero.
Let's see.
I mean, they could ban Death Prophet, although I think MTW will definitely not ban Death Prophet because they would be happy to put DP mid, whereas Empire might not really want Death Prophet. So they ban Bloodseeker. They don't want to get shoved into that sort of overly ganky box where your heroes all end up under level and you can't actually gank anybody. But that's definitely it's an interesting ban choice. I would definitely expect Empire to ban an intelligence hero, although I don't know, they could go with something else. Yeah, so they take out Ogre Magi.
Yeah, because
they already have a ranged hero via the Huskar, so MTW is not obligated to give them any more ranged heroes if they don't want to. Morphling is still in the pool. We could see.
We're definitely
I think Empire is likely to give MTW Morphling. Actually.
Yes, for sure, because it also fills a range requirement.
Yeah, but how many int melees are left in the pool?
Darkseer.
Oh yeah, well, they're not going to give them Darkseer. Shut up. Get out of here.
You asked the question.
No, that's fair. That's a fair response, but that's not going to happen. All right, so yeah, they're really digging into this reserve time to give Empire their next hero. I think they're looking for sort of what int we want to give them. I think Death Prophet is a very okay choice, honestly, since Empire is going to put her mid most likely. Oh, they go with Ancient Apparition. So Ancient Apparition is a pretty popular choice in reverse CM. We haven't seen him that much in this tournament, but
he's
the reason
actually a good hero, though.
He is, but typically in a pro game, if you're going to run Ancient Apparition, you want another stun to set up the Cold Feet, and they have nothing. They have nothing that will effectively set up that Cold
Feet. And the other thing is, AA is typically picked against Chen to counter its heal.
Right, and we're not super likely to see Chen, frankly.
Oh.
Not supremely
Although
likely.
It'd be interesting to
in
see
pub
what
reverse
happens
CM, you do see it because nobody can play Chen
if you give the other
effectively.
team only junglers.
Right. So actually early in ATOD, so in the quarterfinals, we did see a mass jungling ban. Like we saw Chen bans and Enchantress bans because like if you get loaded up with jungle heroes and you end up having to do battle Chen, Battle Chen is. I have a soft spot in my heart for Battle Chen, but he's not a very high level now. But anyway, that's why the Ancient Apparition, right? They don't have any setup for the Cold Feet. It's going to be fairly tough for him to land the ult in a very effective way, just with the mobility of your blinkers on Phantom Assassin and your Spear Breaker.
No, I think AA is...
And he just doesn't have a very strong role in what their composition is going to be. But Team Empire turns around and gives MTW Nature's Prophet.
No, I think giving them Nature... They basically forced them to be a gank-heavy team.
Yes. They're definitely, and that is again why they sort of banned the Bloodseeker, to avoid getting pigeonholed into we have to gank everywhere. But certainly now with the addition of the Nature's Prophet, they're sort of pushed back into that. This will be a jungling Nature's Prophet, I think, without question. Nature's Prophet is a fine jungler. I don't think they're too sad about that, but
yeah, it's definitely going to be a jungle.
I think as far as int heroes go, being given Nature's Prophet is really not the end of the world.
Well, he's just a Nature's Prophet.
He's another hero whose star has fallen dramatically in professional play.
No, I mean he's still played.
Oh, yeah. Not nearly as much. Not anywhere near as much. There were months that went by in Dota with you seeing Nature's Prophet in every single game. And
there we go.
Definitely not now. And there we have the Morphling, yeah. I think Empire's team is not so bad. It's bad. No. I mean, every team in Reverse CM is bad, but I always like to see a team that actually has a game plan at different stages of the game. So Empire is able to play fairly defensively early on. They've got the Treant Protector E to sort of heal whoever is being targeted by ganks. They can counter a gank with the Ancient Apparition Slow and his Cold Feet. And they have some escapability with the Morphling, obviously not with the Sniper. But I think they sort of have a plan, and I think this Sniper is going to be receiving as much farm as they can possibly give him, and hopefully Morphling gets some farm. And then they're not gonna farm obviously on the Huskar, Ancient Apparition, or Treant Protector. But two of those heroes don't need farm at all. Treant and AA don't need farm.
I'm going to say they will put Huskar in.
Yeah, I'm sort of leaning that direction as well. And they give MTW Axe, so two junglish heroes who obviously will not both get the jungle.
Axe, you'd be surprised because Axe. Okay.
No, Axe can lane. I'm not saying they won't.
Yeah, like Battle Hunger Axe is pretty scary.
Right.
There is a certain pro player who actually got destroyed by a certain Axe middle while he was playing Shadowfiend. It was like really bad, like 4 or 5 deaths playing mid.
What was the pro player?
I can't possibly name him.
What team? Is this you can't name him because he'll beat you up, or is this because you can't name him because you don't remember the name?
No, as in it's a secret shame.
All right, fair enough.
The people in the know him as the coach, which is enough. Yeah.
Okay. So we got Cinderon on Nature's Prophet. Tullix is going to be once again the Phantom Assassin avatar will be placed with the Phantom Assassin, and everything's good. And yeah, definitely we were right in the sense that Blow Your Brain is going to be on the Sniper. He's going to be getting as much farm as possible. He's going to be their primary farmer. How do you think MTW are going to lane this? So they'll definitely put the Phantom Assassin top to get farm. I think that's clear. Who's going to be her support?
Maybe. God, this is hard. Axe support?
They could do an Axe support. I think Nature's Prophet and Axe are the most likely candidates, with maybe like a Ricky off lane or something. But they could also put the Axe off lane and just try to battle hunger and do what they can.
No, but okay, no, you can't have, because it doesn't work if you're off laning, because you need to be also able to push.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're not able to deny any last hits, then you're right. Well, one of the things that they could do the pub star strategy of putting 2 or 3 heroes in bottom lane and using the Axe to cut off the incoming creep lanes. Have you seen that? It's a great pub strategy.
It's
one of
pretty
my
good
favorites.
Like random gold, because then you can buy like 2 shields.
Yeah.
I feel terrible saying pretty good, because it's like the relativist pretty good I've ever.
Yes. So alright, so we got one shield on the Axe, 2 healing salves. That looks like a jungle setup.
No, it's not. You get 2 shields if you're jungling.
Yeah, you do sometimes. I don't know.
You do. You do. Period.
I'm grateful.
We'll see what happens. Nature's Prophet has no. Well, no. I think he's jungling Mearis. Look at Nature's Prophet's loadout.
Huh.
That is not going to be a lot of tree spawns with no clarities.
All games PA. It's a dream come true. So if you were to make this format more
You
interesting,
shouldn't have put his avatar. I would start out with giving 3 bans before the first picks, definitely.
um, I told you, I think instead of hard right bans and so forth, I would try to shift the format a little bit, so that every hero started with. So
So they're
basically,
going to be Nature's Prophet mid. It looks like, by the way.
huh? This is actually how he's played in several games.
Yeah. And it looks like it's going to be Ricky. God, are they running PA solo bot? Yes. Yes, this is a
Well, he
PA
can
solo
kind
bot.
of farm with the dagger, I guess is the logic.
Well, if
behind.
he's one-on-one against Tuskar, he should be fine, yeah. I don't think that's that bad at all. I'm not totally clear on what Empire's lanes are either. It does look like they're going to put the Morphling mid, not Huskar. And then they're going to have Treant, AA. They're gonna run a classic sort of tri-lane. I mean, not classic heroes for it, but definitely all protect sniper in this top lane.
Support AA. Wow, they're putting a lot of money into, well, a lot of effort into getting the sniper farm.
Check out AA putting skilling chilling touch first.
Holy shit!
Right, because they know he's not gonna land any of those stuns. So chilling touch, actually for the sniper, imagine a chilling touch sniper proccing headshot. That's like a lot of damage actually. And chilling touch is legit now. They buffed it quite a bit. So this is a jungle
It's still
axe.
incredibly
You are just
expensive,
completely
like
full of it,
money-wise.
by the way.
Mana-wise.
Yeah, no doubt. It's 140 mana, but you know, I think they are going to try to get a kill at some point with chilling touch on Blow Your Brain early. Against,
Also, I'm a
potentially
bit
against
surprised that
Matchroom's in
Axe.
quite a bit of trouble now already, actually. Does Treant have his W? He does, so he's going to use that on Matchroom. They can't actually catch him in any meaningful way, but still. Yeah, and Axe is jungling. I just want to reiterate just how wrong you were about this.
Confirm. I usually always go for 2 shields if I'm jungling an axe. You use
Yeah,
so much
I usually
regen
do too
otherwise.
when I do it, but you know, we don't. Neither of us really knows the first thing about Dota.
I don't think
So
any.
Funnick is actually zoning Tullix pretty effectively. Tullix is having trouble even getting less hits with Stifling Dagger. Now they were considering a support Spirit Breaker here, but Spirit Breaker's now just walking around. He's gonna charge. Oh wow! Look at Scandal. He's almost dead. I think the Spirit Breaker might actually get this. He doesn't have the mana to transform anymore. He's gonna die. That's gonna be first blood. Nice. That was good bull manning. Look at that bull man. Wonderful, wonderful bullery, as it were. See, the problem with Bullman, of course, is, okay, you went and got first blood, and now it's going to take you an hour to walk back, regen, go back to the lane, then maybe charge. And Tullix, yeah, I don't know about this. I feel like MTW had a game plan, and they stopped doing it, and I'm not sure it's going to pay off. Like, giving Tullix not farm, he does get the Stifling Dagger kill there, but he's just getting wrecked by this Huskar, and I don't know how good this is. I'm worried. He's got 4 last hits, and Huskar has 11. Huskar's gonna win this lane handily.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, if you have to play a Huskar, getting a solo lane with good XP and good gold is definitely a good way to do it. And Treant once again giving him the amazing heal, which manages to, I think, heal like 70 points of damage.
So why is he giving him the heal? Like, Huskar wants to be low on health.
Well,
like
I think he sort of imagined that Bullman was coming in, which he is, but they can't kill him. Oh, Cinderen's coming in. Oh, well, they will kill him. Tullix jumps in. Ooh, good eating through the trees with a tango. Can he escape is the question.
Yeah,
Cinderen's, Treant Protector's coming in. Yeah, wow, they're going to turn this right around on Cinderen. Cinderen will die. Will he be able to kill Funnick? He does, so that's a trade. I think MTW are not displeased to trade Cinderen for Funnick there. That frees up PA to get this wave of creeps at the very least, which she badly, badly needed. I'm not sure this quelling has really done much for her since she hasn't been able to approach the lane at any point, and it's not like quelling affects Stifling Dagger, but... Alright, so we've got the Treant still standing on here. Did they move in a stand-in the second round? I don't think the stand-in was here for the last game. Oh,
no. I think you're right.
I think somebody had to go to bed or something. It's pretty late in Russia. They just maybe weren't expecting such an epic series here. So Goblak's in trouble up here. We got the Bullman charging in again. Matchroom's in a world of pain though. And Goblak's gonna go down, but they lost Ricky, who's their farmer up here. Oh, well, we got a tactical pause here. Classic tactical pausery. So calling it lag. Sorry, that was...
So who is
I
the
just
what
popped
is
up
the
some
prize pool
communist
for this
propaganda
tournament?
on the stream. I apologize, everyone.
What was it? The wide review?
No, I had a yeah, it was actually. It was a piece based on a White Review interview with David Graeber.
Oh,
Um,
send it to me after. That looks.
I'll send it to you later. I'm not going to send it to you right now. Wow, Blow Your Brain gets a double kill. I don't even know. They are going to kill him. I certainly hope so. But wow, that was a really unfortunate play there for MTW. They lost the Ricky who's farming up here. And where does... Yeah, the axe... We knew that the axe died, but yeah. What was I going to tell you about? Oh, we were going to talk about ATOD. So the... Whatever the prize pool is it's $400 plus 50% of whatever it sells on Dota TV. So this game has 400 spectators right now, and I saw as many as like 500 for the Nave game. If you expect that at most like 30-ish% of ticket holders will actually watch each individual game, then that probably means it sold a few thousand tickets at least, and so that's going to be $4, let's say 8,000, so in half a... That was a terrible port by Cinder in there, but he is going to still kill Phonic. Oh, wow! You see that clever Huskar play there? It's too bad he died, but I love the... Okay, I don't have any tangos. I can't eat through these trees, but you know what I can do? Space Jam through the trees, yeah. So it's going to be about, I think, probably 4,500, the prize pool. So that's really not bad for a small-scale tournament. That's better than a lot of the other tournaments are. Check out this Chilling Touch Sniper, by the way. Up here against Dutch Freak. Look at how much damage he's doing.
Wow!
This is amazing!
Holy shit!
Alright, yeah, so I'm really happy about this whole Sniper AA Chilling Touch situation, honestly. You can see AA is actually maxing Chilling Touch before Cold Feet. He has 2 of each right now. And he's probably going to get his Chilling Touch level 3 next. Empire are definitely out farming right now, no doubt about it. Now
Yeah.
and Scandal are pressuring this mid. I think, do you see this? I think Shrapnel's the new meta, dude. 3 ranks of Shrapnel. They're about to push down this tower using this Shrapnel and Headshot. So Scandal's getting good farm. Huskar's getting amazing farm.
Like Shrapnel is the poor man's diabolic edict, I guess.
I think Warlock is not going to make it out of this alive. Moment of silence for Bullman. Tullix does live, and there's a non-flying courier sort of waiting patiently here with his Basilisk.
Wow, this is truly a pub game, like in more ways than one. All they need to do is add people complaining, I'm not getting fucking wards, get them yourself. And so
for what it's worth, there are no wards on the map, so...
Holy shit, you're right! Wow!
So the problem for MTW, I think, is they're doing fine in terms of kills and map control, but they are getting out-farmed dramatically. Blow Your Brain is getting fine farm and good denies. Huskar is dominating PA in the bottom, and Scandal's getting quite good farm in the mid. So there are 3 heroes, and their other 2 heroes don't need farm. A lot of the time in reverse captain's mode, you end up with, 5 heroes who all need farm. Empire only needs 3, and all 3 of them are farming in different lanes.
Only needs 3, it's like just putting things into...
They only have 3 hard carries, can you believe it? And however, they do pick off Blow Your Brain top. I actually missed that kill, but I think it was a Bullman charge. This is maybe the one game in this entire tournament where Spiritbreaker has actually done well. He's 4-1. And he's going to charge across to Phonic. I wonder if he can get that kill. I think that's probably overly optimistic. Well... They have the PA slow. They don't have anybody else. If they port someone else in here, then I think they could definitely get it. But I think as it is, he's going to have to call this off. Because there's an AA here. Yeah. Unfortunately, Bullman's Never Fear protocol sort of shorted out there, and he ended up calling it off. Even though they did port Matrim in, so I think Matrim thought that they were actually going to continue with this, and they didn't. Which is
that's the worst. You just put it in for nothing, and he's not just stealing. Farm from PA, which desperately
and nobody's
needs
farming top. Actually, nobody is in the top lane right now. Everybody has abandoned the top lane. It's very sad. Dutch Freak's still jungling. He's got his Tranquil Boots. He's got 3 Battle Hunger. So he has a Battle Hunger heavy axe. Not focusing that hard on jungling. Oh, wow.
No, even if you focus hard on jungling, that is how you build him.
I thought you usually get 2 ranks of Counter Helix.
Counter Helix scales
I guess
horribly.
Doesn't really matter. Yeah.
It's like the worst scaling skill in the game.
It's not the worst scaling skill in the game. But
well, what skill is worse?
Treant Protector E. Boom. No, I think a few spell skill worse than Counter Helix. Because I mean, in terms of straight up damage, sure, but AOE on 4 targets, it doesn't actually scale poorly. Like 135 times 4 is pretty good compared to 100 times 4. Like you'd rather deal that much more damage in AOE.
Oh,
Ooh.
There we go.
Yeah, wow. Scandal's getting dangerous. He's got that DD rune. Bullman goes down. He's not very tanky yet. He didn't even have his bracer yet. He just has the stout shield and the power treads. This is the thing about Bullman, like... Oh wow, Funnick is in danger here. He does have the Protector E, so that's going to stop all this damage. Oh wow, he takes down Cinderin before dying.
Huskar does crazy damage.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's just...
There, meanwhile, this Shrapnel is just tearing apart this middle lane. Shrapnel Sniper, Mearis.
I know.
Don't underestimate it at your peril.
So it looks like Empire is pulling ahead by quite a bit. What's the goal graph
Definitely.
like?
So let's take a look. Yeah, definitely in the last few minutes when I mean, they got 3 towers in the last couple minutes, and so you see it spiking up from about 1,000 advantage to over 4,000. And that's really mostly due to these tower kills. They got the tower here, and they got the entire middle lane. This is quite dangerous for MTW. Like, you really don't want to lose too many lanes early if you've got a heavy farm requiring team, because the amount of map control you lose, and especially in this high-level zero wards game where you can't see where the enemy is, that's quite dangerous. And you can see Tullix, because they have no vision. Look at him in his he's in a panic room here. It's like Jodie Foster. And so we just got Scandal wandering around. He's actually in no danger, but he doesn't know that, because he's stuck in the panic room. So, what the heck? I think Dutch Freak tried to battle hunger Scandal and then just didn't, or it got cancelled, or he cancelled it. I don't know. And Warlog is just sort of wandering around randomly as well. Let's take a look at levels. So AA is the worst, but he's a hard support AA, so we're fine with that. And it looks like they're going to get this top tower here too, so still a great gold income for him. And then we got Ricky is actually, I really think that PA solo bottom could be the thing that costs MTW the game here. Because she wasn't able to get that good farm. Ricky actually didn't succeed top, like he didn't get that much farm top. And
Huskar's really huge, yeah.
Yeah, Huskar is enormous. Huskar is genuinely threatening in this, and he's got his Helm of the Dom already.
Wow.
Tranquil Boots, Helm of the Dom, yeah. Rough. They are, and look how long it takes MTW to push down a tower. Like, in the time it took them to get that one tower, they're already on this tower with the Shrapnel, which does a crazy amount of tower damage. How much damage does max rank Shrapnel do these days? And he did max Shrapnel first, so... It's 48 for 9 seconds, so it's 450 damage.
Well, but I think it's reduced on towers. It's like...
Oh, is it? Yeah, it does 30% damage, but still, it's it's not 450, it's about 150, but still not bad.
Yeah, so it's like a Pugna, it's like an Ether Blast.
Yeah, it's like a Pugna, yeah. And now they're on the tier 3. I don't think MTW can afford to... They did get this tower, but they obviously can't afford to keep pushing. Look at how fast these towers are dying. This is like from a previous iteration of the metagame when people actually pushed once in a while.
In a lap.
Uh-oh, Funnick is going to get ulted on. He's going to get blown up. Wow. So that's one of the deficiencies of Huskar, right? Is that he's just... Sure, he gets more powerful as he gets low health, but he also gets more dead as he gets low health. So if
well,
he
but
could
that's
just
just because
you,
you decided to feed. It's not really a limitation of the hero. Like,
no, it definitely is. I mean, I think a major reason you don't see Huskar in pro games is not only that he's awkward to lane with, but also that... I mean, it's just sort of at odds with what you want to be doing. Like, if you want to get yourself very close to death, a lot of pro teams are very good at targeting heroes. They'll just kill you before you can actually deal out any damage.
Advanced skills targeting heroes.
Yes. Well, I think it's very advanced skills. Certainly at my bracket, if I play Huskar, people sort of just forget. They're like, oh no, Huskar, I guess we'll just sit
I think
here
I was in a game with you when I killed like 5 people as Huskar
yeah.
while staying below 10% the entire time because they all came one at a time.
So that's low bracket play. That's the sort of high level play you can expect to see if you pub with me and Mearis.
Exactly.
I think Scandal's in a bit of trouble here. I don't know if he has his thing up. He does not have Replicate up. So we got the Bullman charging. He's quite far away. They could get him. They're going to try to do it the last possible moment. Really amazing smoke cloud there. That was a really, really good smoke cloud. You saw that he led it in the one direction where Scandal could have moved. So that was really, really clever. They didn't even need Bullman. They did actually.
Well,
they
I don't know because had he run
flight,
towards the
awesome.
creeps and then waved down, he'd have survived.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was double slowed. What happened to Goblack?
Yeah, but she just needed to leave the
what
cloud.
What happened to Goblack? Did he get killed by easy camp creeps? I think that's what just happened. I feel really bad for missing that. I wish I could rewind. I will rewind for the VOD just to see what the hell happened there. So Nature's Prophet threatening top. Morphling is just going to be able to pick up that entire wave. Let's take a look at the... Yeah, Morphling is getting really good farm. He looks like he's going to go shotgun, after all.
Speaking
which
of
is probably smart.
how the mighty hath fallen, Morphling, yeah. He used to be crazy, like, during the International, too. He was
in damn near every game in the International, too. And we have not seen him in a pro game that wasn't reverse captain's mode since then, since the 6.76 changes.
They nerfed, basically, they made his morph a lot more mana expensive, right?
So his morph is more mana expensive. His waveform does less damage, and it's on a longer wind-up time, which is critical. I think they doubled the wind-up time from like 0.2 seconds to 0.4 seconds.
Oh.
So it's much easier to stop him or stun him before he waveforms now. And they also lowered his base damage. So all the popular carries got base damage nerfs. So Invoker's not a carry, obviously, but Invoker got a base damage nerf, Naga got a base damage nerf, and Morphling got a base damage nerf. And it looks like Bullman is about to go in on Blow Your Brain, but this is almost certainly a bad idea. Yeah, he calls it off. Yeah, so the Bullman, he was 4-1. It's 10 minutes later, he's 5-2.
So what's interesting is that MTW is actually ahead on kills.
Yeah, I mean they are the ganking composition though, right?
Right.
So it's really no surprise that they are, but their bigger problem is this net worth graph. So Morphling, Sniper, Huskar leading the net worth tally. Meanwhile, Ricky, the lowest net worth person on the map, I mean it's Ricky. He is a carry. Like he's really great Morphling teleport out there. The lack of hard stuns on what are they doing? They were battle hungering the replicate. I get it. The lack of stuns that they have outside of the Spirit Breaker conditional stun meant that Morphling, even sitting in the middle of a smoke cloud with 4 heroes on him, was able to TP out, which is unfortunate. Because he obviously can teleport under silence. It doesn't silence your items. Only Doom silences your items.
Yeah, which is one of those... Yeah, it's just a bit unsurprising because you don't expect it. And you desperately try to click your wand and nope.
Yep. Nope.
I mean, obviously there's a logic for that. It's a really long cooldown and everything.
One interesting thing is Doom actually started out this tournament as a semi-popular pick, and then I think MTW won a game extremely convincing. Not MTW, Zero maybe might have won a game extremely convincingly with Doom, and since then he hasn't been picked at all.
Well, because Doom is somewhat self-sufficient as a farmer. You just get Devour on him and he can jump.
Right, it's that and Doom, the ability, is actually incredibly effective against a lot of the heroes that are given out in this game mode. Was it Zero? I can't remember if it was Zero or not, but the team that did it did a Shadowblade Doombringer, and I was in love again because I love the idea of just having a Shadowblade Doombringer. But yeah, I think as this game wears on, and MTW really aren't threatening to end it anytime soon, they're in a lot of trouble. This Phantom Assassin's farm has gotten slower. This net worth is not true because she's about to be delivered a full item. Well, not a full item, but a Mithril Hammer at least. So she's making her BKB. She's got Vlad's. This is an interesting
Do you really
Phantom
need a
Assassin
BKB?
build.
Like, what needs to be BKB'd against? Like, Huskar jump?
AA. I mean, PA wants to stay in the action and fight, and if she gets cold-feeted in the middle of that, that's going to be really bleak. Huskar jump, Treant slow. Really, I feel like a lot of things. No, I think BKB is probably the right choice. Their DPS is going to come primarily from PA. Ricky's farm has been slow. Spirit Breaker is going to be a non-factor pretty soon. And Axe is sort of just like an initiator. He's not a high
Why would you say that? I mean, if Spirit Breaker farms, he gets pretty beefy.
If he farms. But he just hasn't been farming that much yet. Like, he has drums, which is good, and he has power treads, which is good. But he's the second least farmed person on his team.
Started really, really, really well.
He did start really well, but the problem, I mean, one of the problems is he started well in the sense that he was charging across the map and getting lots of kills. But in the time that he was charging and getting kills, he wasn't really getting any last hits, right? So, like, I'm sure if we look at the last hits graph, yeah, Spirit Breaker has a whopping 21. He has 21 last hits in this entire game. So he has slightly more than the 2 hard supports that Empire are running.
Yeah.
Which is not because Warlock's bad. I mean, it's because Spirit Breaker is bad. Like, it's because the fact that he needs farm is at odds with the fact that he wants to be running around the map and charging and stuff.
I should actually do some statistic later on to look at the ratio of how popular a hero is versus how much he wins.
I think there's some. Definitely there's definitely like flavor of the month approaches. Like people hear that a hero is very overpowered and they just start playing him nonstop.
Well,
why did Cinderin start auto-attacking in the middle of that smoke gank? He just started attacking creeps.
Maybe it's like smokes and mirrors, like he's pretending they're not really
it's more 11-dimensional chess, actually. So they managed to get a very easy kill on Goblik there, but that's not really who they want to be killing. I mean, the thing about the composition that MTW gave away here, and I've mentioned this before, is that it really is almost balanced. Like, within the context of reverse captain's mode, it's very balanced. Like, Empire has carries, and they want farm on them, and they have supports who they don't want farm on. MTW definitely wouldn't mind getting farm on any of their characters. We've got a little bit of the dual jungle here. Classic.
Wow,
classic
Huskar has armlet now. That's the most...
he's done with it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I saw him in
yeah,
pink.
brutal. Brutal. Yep. That is pretty good. Armlet is definitely a key Huskar item. Definitely going to increase his effectiveness dramatically.
I think at this point, really, Huskar should just ditch those... Well, no, first he needs a Helm of the Dominator. Then he really should get treads.
He can ditch the... Yeah, he can ditch the Tranquils after Helm of the Dom, I think.
Yeah.
Probably. Interesting choice to even get Trank at all, but it's certainly not bad. In that sort of 1v1 lane against PA, I think Trank's definitely the right choice, so we can give even more harass on it. Right. So we've sort of settled into a farming pattern. This is...
so who does
really
the farming game give the advantage to? That's the question.
I have to say that the longer it goes, the more MTW is going to threaten. Because, you know, if they can sort of get this Ricky into fighting shape, he's working on his Diffusal. I think he's done with his Diffusal. But the more they can sort of get this Ricky into a shape where he's actually able to contribute a lot, the more they can sort of get Spirit. They're going to get Cuirass for Spirit Breaker. Once they have the Cuirass for Spirit Breaker, MTW is in pretty freaking good shape. Because Cuirass is really, really good with both Ricky and Phantom Assassin. So I think the very long game favors MTW, but in the near term, oh wow, Warlock's dead.
Warlock.
Nice dodge on the AA ult, but that's not
Warlock. I thought you said Warlock.
Sorry, this. I've heard that comment before, and it's not my fault he named himself that. But the guy playing Spirit Breaker gets picked off there. I think in the near term, like in the next 10 to 20 minutes, more farm is going to favor MTW. Is going to favor Empire because they already have the more farmed heroes. They're closer to finishing out their new items. They actually have shotgun on Morphling, so shotgun is done.
Yeah, but shotgun on Morphling stopped being good when they nerfed Morphling as well.
He's got 140 agi Mearis. It's not bad. He's gonna do a decent amount of damage, and they've got squishy heroes to target it on, like Ricky. I mean, keep in mind the other advantage of shotgun. MTW is a purely auto-attack based team. If none of them can auto-attack Morphling, that's gonna be very happy for Morphling. So what else are they building? Let's take a look at the sniper. So he's got his drums, phase boots. He's almost done with his manta. He'll be done about 300 gold. So he's close to his manta. Pretty good all-around item. Cinderin has Midas. He's got Mechanism, so not that much.
I
not
thought,
bad
given
either,
how right-click heavy they were, Sniper might go for a Desolator.
Yeah, or a Mjolnir or something. But yeah, no, he's decided to go for the Manta. Removing debuffs might be useful.
Like what
I think
debuffs?
it removes Battle Hunger. Doesn't it remove Battle Hunger?
Yeah, maybe Battle Hunger, but that's
not
about...
bad.
I don't know.
Stifling Dagger?
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I think Manta's a fine choice.
No, it's fine, but I don't think the removing debuff thing is relevant. I mean, it's like it's fine for other reasons. That's like a nice perk.
Well, yeah, I mean just as a perk above like Desolator, because Desolator's gonna do damage and Manta's gonna do damage, but you might select between the two of them. So MTW is trying to threaten this bot lane. It looks like it might actually develop into a big team fight. They don't have PA, which is bad because she's their farmer, but actually Ricky has caught up in farm to PA, so really good job by Matrim and a little bit of a bad job by Tulix to let Matrim sneak ahead again, considering how bad Matrim's start was. But it looks like they're going to be able to get this tower. They do fortify. Look at that shotgun. That dealt half of Ricky's health. And now that Huskar ult dealt half of Dutch Freak's health. Dutch Freak is going to be dead. Yeah, he's dead. Poor guy. He didn't even manage to get his Battle Hunger off. That thing has a long cast time, Battle Hunger, considering.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, and they're just going to have to retreat. They didn't even get the tower. Wow. Rough. I mean, just look at Morph's farm is starting to get really threatening, and Huskar is about 500 gold per minute. That's pretty scary. Axe has his Force Staff done, so that's good.
So they actually were the first...
Huskar has his BKB. He popped in during that game. During that fight.
So giving Husker Farm looks like it actually pays off. Huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, he's got BKB, Armlet,
Armlet, yeah.
Morbid Mask.
Yep. Yep.
He is really
He's very,
fun.
very scary. Yeah, I think Empire are going to try to not only get this. There's nothing MTW can do to get this tier 2 tower, and I think Empire are going to try to push it to the tier 3.
He should really get Roche.
No,
I mean,
not.
he can easily solo it.
They might rush, yeah. Can he solo it at this stage? Actually, I don't think he can solo it, but I think with help he can.
Easily.
Maybe I'm just bad at Huskar. I'm almost certainly just bad at
Well,
Huskar.
it's just you just right click him.
Sure, but no, I think sometimes Roche can just get you down through it. But they are gonna. Roche isn't up for like 10 seconds. I wonder if they know that. I wonder if the teams are still like obsessively timing Roche and stuff in the.
I'm sure they are. I mean,
that's true. I mean, yeah, it is a pretty decent prize pool. What do we guess? 4,500-ish. It's not bad at all.
well, 4,500-ish per team.
Not per team. You mean for the whole pool? Yeah. So sorry, it's 60% of 4,500.
Yeah, but per team. So you got to divide that by 5. Plus, I don't know. Does the manager get a cut? I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. For the entire team as a whole. Yeah, of course. But I mean, sure. But you still sort of calculate it as like the upside for our team is X.
Right.
All right. So MTW trying to give in some additional pressure, warding off that Roche. I'm not sure if Cinderin is going to live here. I think Cinderin is in deep shit. Oh no, he's not. He's going to port out.
Has anyone done, speaking of stats and esports, a comparison of the power law distribution of incomes in esports? Because on one end, you've got people like Flash and so forth.
No doubt about it. I don't think anybody's done an actual study, but definitely in the StarCraft world, the top players get an extreme amount of the pie. Like they get vastly more income. It is like corporations in America. Like Boxer, I guess not Boxer now, but Flash, compared to your average B teamer on SK Telecom, is like a CEO compared to his employees. Like it's just a vast differential because a lot of them, it's like sports. A lot of the money's in sponsorships, right? So if you're a B teamer on SK Telecom, like you're not going to get an individual sponsorship from Adidas or what have you. I don't even know if Flash gets sponsorship.
I don't think they get sponsorship from like. That's one thing that you could really do a serious study on. That the type of companies that sponsor advertising, it's like, I don't know. For MLG, it was Dr. Pepper.
Well, sure. I think in the West,
Hot
it's very much it's nerd nonsense, sort of effluvia for the nerd lifestyle. But I think in Korea it's a little more mainstream. Like I know Korean, like their main airline, like Korean Air or whatever, sponsors quite a bit of action. It looks like they are going to pick up that Aegis and they're going to put it on Morphling, which makes sense. He's probably a little less defensible than some of their other heroes. It looks like Huskar is making MKB with that Demon Edge. That or Rapier.
Or Crit.
Or Daedalus. That's an option.
No, but it's most likely
I think
MKB
he's going to do MKB
against
to go
PA.
against the evasion from PA, yeah. Does MKB also work when you're under smokescreen?
I
think it
believe
does.
so, yes.
Yeah, so it's against the smokescreen on the PA. I think it's definitely going to be MKB. And they feel confident they're going to actually push with that with the Aegis while they can.
Is MKB a racist name? That's just food for thought.
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
not. It's not food for thought.
Okay.
So they
I'm
popped
just
their
asking
Chilling
questions.
Touch. So that sniper, look at that sniper and the damage he deals to that tower.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great. It's
one
great.
perk. Yeah,
Chilling Touch is the new meta, man.
well, and the sniper's insane range for sniping towers.
Yeah, absolutely. They improved it too. His range is even better now than it was.
Yeah.
This tower's dead.
They might be able to get a deny off.
Nope. I don't know why they didn't try. They could easily have gotten that deny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think MTW are in a lot of trouble, and I think it's really just the strategic laning decisions that they made were a little
Yeah,
a little ineffective. Wow! Treant ult, AA ult. Brilliant play. PA has popped her BKB and she's going in, but it might be too late. She's getting ripped apart. And then knocked down like bowling pins by the Bull Man. He did that exclusively to save the PA, by the way.
The
No
Bull
other
Man.
reason. Oh, and PA dies anyway with the headshot from the sniper. That might be game, actually. That headshot was, that snipe was really key there. Bullman saved PA with the knocking him all over with his Q, but then she still dies to the headshot. Does she have buyback? No, she does not. She's not even close. Nature's Prophet has buyback, Treant has buyback, and Sniper has buyback, and that's it. They're gonna just take this and get out, and now MTW are down some racks.
I don't know why they went out. Like, that makes no sense.
Oh, I don't know. Just playing fairly conservatively. I think it makes sense. No, I don't think it's a bad call, honestly. Scandal's still in trouble. He's not actually going to die, but... So it looks like Warlock is just gonna Spiritbreaker is just gonna keep the plate mail, but not turn into a Cuirass just yet, and he is gonna go for BKB as well because he just picked up his Ogre Club. I think he's gonna finish that BKB before he resumes work on the Assault Cuirass. And yeah, I mean Cinderon's farm is keeping up, but nobody else's is. If you look at that gold per minute graph, that is not a good thing to see if you're MTW.
Yeah, and like Nature's Prophet like scales to a certain point with gold,
Yeah.
but.
Well, he's still going to scale for quite a while. All he has right now is Sheepstick and Mechanism. So
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like,
right.
Okay, you've got a Sheepstick, you've got a Mechanism, but if you'd prefer that gold was on PA or something.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And that's the big problem. The differential between any player on MTW in terms of their farm and Morphling is over 100 gold per minute. So it's over, 3,000 earned gold right now. So that's, not a happy time for them. Now, PA's net worth is not quite as far behind, but still, this Huskar is very, very dangerous right now. He finished his MKB. It's done. Wow, Warlock cut that. Oh, Bullman. Moment of silence for Bullman.
Yeah, that was quite the feed. Like went up to him.
If he was gonna turn off that charge, he should definitely have done it prior to being in melee range of Huskar.
Unless he he charged him and stopped.
And now
and
MTW are on the retreat. And I think Cinderin is going to get caught out. He gets shotgunned, he gets W'd. That headshot, will it take him down? Oh, he lives. Really good. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that sniper range is just incredible. They didn't even end up needing the AA, although it probably also would have killed Cinderin. So
yeah.
Sniper not able to kill him with the ultimate, just walks up and finishes him off with auto attacks.
Does he have a 4-staff or some? I think it was AA that 4-staffed him, right?
It was, yeah. It was AA. No, it wasn't AA. AA doesn't have a 4-staff. I'm not sure how he moved ahead. I think he just walked, honestly. Phantom Assassin just can't survive. There's too much damage coming out. That Huskar is brutal. This Huskar has paid off in spades, and it's because they didn't give him any laning opposition, really.
Yeah, like.
I think this is over. I think Empire have this. They've won the ATOD championship. Yep, there's the GG call. And so we've got the 7-4 Huskar really carried the day here, and the fact that they had supports. Like they had
honestly
people who
though,
did not need farm.
I think people have to admit that as far as making bad picks, like the Russians are just way ahead of everyone else. It's not really a fair competition.
Well, Na'Vi got eliminated in the first round.
They're kind of Russian. Like, but they're only partially Russian.
They are only partially Russian, that's true.
And the guy who does the picks for them, is Puppy actually Russian?
I think he's Russian by birth, or at the very least his parents are Russian, but he lives in Estonia.
Oh. Okay.
Were you attempting to cook some sort of racist statement about Estonians and just failed and left it right there?
No.
641 gold per minute on that Huskar, just incredible. He really took control of that game and looked like pub games in terms of the dominance of the Huskar. Level 18. Really, I keep going back to the laning. I think the laning was a huge mistake for MTW. I don't think that they should have abandoned their idea of give PA the safest lane possible and farm the hell out of it. I don't know who they could have put up against that Huskar solo bot, but it shouldn't have been PA, I don't think.
Yeah, it's always the age-old. Again, like, which lane do you sacrifice?
Right.
And in that case, they sacrificed the game.
Wrong one. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna cut off here. We've been going for I think probably over 2 hours, so that was very fun. Thanks for helping me out here, Mearis. Do you want to make any more plugs for either yourself or things that have absolutely nothing to do with you?
No, just please follow my Twitter at IDS spokesperson, and that's all. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Mearis. Have a good one. All right, we're gonna sign off here. So I hope you all enjoyed watching.